You're incredible. You know that?
There's no need to be facetious, Grace.
I don't have gold.
I just realized I'm an asshole. I have a house in Kistar and we've been renting a space.
Welcome back to the Insanities. That is the channel known as By the Dice.
Hello.
And I cast Wish for installment.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9?
Well, one of them's a relatively perpetuously postulous pixie. Normally they're like, oh, they come from the Outlands. Now this guy came from the fracking city. He's from the hood.
That's 3 days today, tomorrow. I'll give you something to do.
Freddie, please tell me you don't think you're some kind of adventurer.
I'm sorry. Are you not about to head into a monster's lair at great personal peril? What else would you call that?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he wasn't gold. That's the idiot that lives here. You watch as the dragon kind of hops up. Excuse me, idiot. I'm smarter than you. And barbarian? They just don't care. Damn, exactly. We have to play like John's the DM. Lose to that tiny little goblin. It's pretty bad right now. Like barbarian. Welcome back to the insanity that is By the Dice, where apparently we torture family lines.
Yes. Yes,
We didn't torture no one.
Torch. Not torture.
You know, set them ablaze, turn them into roast birds.
You know, flame on, human torch.
Interestingly enough, the local goblin and kobold populations are very grateful for your contributions of poultry. Anyway, first and foremost, to the announcements.
Thank you, as always, to Reptiles for continuing to support us with an offering of paper and printer services.
Yes, as it gets more and more and more twisted. I did not see this coming, honestly.
This blindsided the person who spearheaded it.
I'll keep that in mind. And keep this in hand.
I did not see that coming.
Alright.
Well, you planned it, so you saw it coming, but you didn't expect the rest of us to just play along.
I did not plan it until we were planning it together in game.
Like, you heard the barking, and you're like, this is an opportunity. I'm going for it.
Actually, it was more of a, like, the tripwire snapped.
And they got a claymore in the ass.
Yeah. Kelora's been working really hard on her triggers. That barkeep just hit one that she hadn't quite gotten to yet.
Well, then apparently it mustn't have been that unreasonable of a trigger, because nobody, including somebody that you very recently met,
Nobody tried to stop me.
not only did they not try and stop you, they aided and abetted you, and while they are facing charges for either or for patricide and a mentality of there can be only one.
Alright, so
That brings us to tonight, which we'll start with the decision. First of all, I need everybody to grab a randomized D20. If you were at the fire, you need a D20 for this. And roll initiative.
This one.
5.
Or any of these.
Oh.
Initiative.
30, 20.
Yeah.
Oh no, 22, sorry. That is under your turn.
Well, then that's definitely cocked. Gonna try again.
And this is including our initiative bonus.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
I got 12.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
22.
22.
Oh, what's your initiative bonus? She got a total of 2. And that 1 plus 1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I go first.
Yours was a 12.
Mhm.
Yours was a 22. Yours
20. Dirty 20.
20.
Ding, ding,
So,
ding,
1.
ding.
Your number is 1. Your number is 2. Your number is 3. And you are number 4. This is very important. Number 1. You get the honors of rolling the short straw on the bright, shiny object.
2.
Number 2. You get the D percentile. Roll high.
So the ones you just had.
Yeah.
Oh.
Roll high.
48.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hey, it's not high, but it's not low. It's literally
And that
average.
tells me
It was
where
3
we
away. It
begin.
was 3 away from what we needed.
We need a 51 or better.
It's a 50-50 chance as to who gets to you first. Now, I need you to hold on to those.
Him?
Actually, they will go to number 3. These will rotate every turn, and this will determine on a 50-50 odds as to whether or not the other group of people who was cool with your actions
Coming to help?
catch up to you and can offer any kind of aid,
Okay.
depending on where you are and the circumstances. I've actually got this worked out, and fuck you guys for making me think all this through. Now, those dice rotate on the next person's turn.
Okay.
So, literally, what will happen is after you go, you'll roll the percentile to see whether they catch up to you on the next round.
Okay.
Then it will go to Topanga, and then it will rotate to Anaya, then to Chris, then back to you each round until either A, you escape, or B, all the guards are dead.
Somebody heal me. I have 1 greater healing potion.
I have 1 lesser healing potion.
I have 41 hit points left.
Well, maybe don't set off bombs.
It wasn't the bomb that did it. I took 65 hit points of damage making a blood sacrifice.
Oh, well, there's that.
So, are we ending like basically where I am landing from jumping out the tree?
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
We were in mid-turning to run.
And I stopped it because that was actually perfect for this because I had to plan out an entire chase scenario basically one
The
way or
cinders
another.
haven't yet hit the ground.
Okay. So, we starting with.
I got you.
Well, then Chris should get advantage on figuring out which group is coming because the guys haven't had time to see and respond. The cinders haven't hit the ground yet.
To a 300-foot tall plume and the closest guard being about 80 yards away, sure they did.
They saw the fire.
It was worth advocating.
Yeah, but the answer to that was so forthright coming that, yeah. That's what the 50-50 odds were for as to what the placement was.
Yep.
So, as we begin, Torrin, you tuck, roll, you feel your shoulder pop.
No, I thought that pops when when I grabbed the dumbwaiter.
That's right.
So I rolled enough where I saved 15 of the 20 people that were on it. And managed to not just fucking kill everybody when it hit the ground. But that whole sudden jerk of trying to stop it with my wings.
Yes.
So
And you tuck, and you roll, and you feel a pop.
yes.
Your shoulder collides, the one that you just popped out, collides, and you regain mobility from it.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Coming upward and looking around, slightly dazed, I mean, you did hit the ground after all.
I did.
And a 250-foot tall gout of flame is shooting up in a volcano-like manner with a mushroom cloud from the middle of this tree.
Yeah.
As the ale keg that you all had so brazenly cracked the lid on and planted in the middle of the house catches fire and explodes in a wooden receptacle that is the trunk of this tree. Shrapnel rains down around you, some of it lit, other parts not. Kelora, you cannot fly for a couple days until you molt.
No, you told me this from my shoulders up. My wings are fine.
Well, we'll give you a D percentile every round.
That's fine. I am.
It's going to be raining ash for about the next half-mile radius.
Oh yeah, getting hit by fiery things is an impediment to flying. That is totally physics.
Yep.
How are my wings after coming out?
Yours are leathery and very much draconic in
I know.
appearance.
Yeah, but with
They're also kind of a shimmering red as the heat hit them. Not a problem.
Mine are feathers.
Feathers
I
are
like
flammable.
just like came through a big old ball of fire.
Your wings are why you didn't take full damage.
Dragon wings can handle the fire.
Well, the red ones can handle the fire. The white ones not so much.
So I guess as I hit the ground, come up, and I'm like looking for everybody. I see him.
I'm pulling him off the ground.
She looks pretty beat up.
I'm plucked from the neck up.
Where were you landed at last standing as the explosion happened?
She got knocked back with him, but she managed to save.
Okay, so that would be the one person we've not accounted for yet, so let's get to that. As this blast goes off, you watch as these three take miscellaneous forms of damage, go flying. He dislocates his shoulder, saving the rest of the servants as the explosion happens. You manage to shield yourself by God knows what means, but just the way you roll your body and everything, that you can look back and the most beautiful bright blue and green plume of fire shoots through the middle of the sky, creating a perfect set of 6 rings with a mushroom cloud appearance. And you just manage to tuck and skid back on your tool bag. So instead of actually even skinning your back so much, you just ease back onto it, feeling cushioned by the familiar tools and padded things for the delicate instruments. And internally, from the reaction you just got from this, giggle a little bit. A smile creeping across your face.
Boom!
Wait, what type of artificer did you pick? Or do you not? Well, you would have that by now, so yeah.
Yeah.
Guild artisan.
No,
That's your background.
which archetypes? There's the artillerist, the armorer,
Yeah,
the alchemist, etc.
The subclass or whatever.
I have access to your character sheet.
Judah.
I was gonna say, yeah, it would be on that digital one that was
Yeah,
sent.
that's important.
I will have that for you momentarily, Dungeon Master.
Thank you. Yeah.
Children are
The
amazing.
cousinish niece creature definitely can get away with that. Grown-ass adults might find the finger of God.
I made the cousinish niece. I get to bask in it being adorable.
You do. But it makes it very hard to threaten children with me. The poor child cannot say the word dungeon. And they've decided that I am possibly the best thing for Palm's health as a DM.
There it is. Alright, background guild artisan. Alchemist.
Oh,
So you would be adoring the mushroom cloud in the sky.
The colorful fire.
yeah. Now, also with an alchemist, hey, just a heads up, you can make potions. On a daily. Like, you can help. So, next to artificer, write down alchemist, please, for your own. It'll help you with tracking your character in the future, trust me.
Yeah.
It's very important. Tasha was not crazy when she put that in there. Okay. So with that glorious question answered, that also increases the number of healing potions that you all currently have access to, because she can kind of manifest them.
Nice.
But we don't know that yet, do we?
Nope, you haven't known her long enough. You've known her for approximately 4 hours and have committed patricide in that time period.
So I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run over to her, help him get him off the ground. Can I assess her, like, state when I run up again?
I am bloodied.
Looking pretty rough, actually, by Kelora standards. There's a few places that are definitely burned across the shoulders.
The way I picture it, the entry point up further where I made the blood sacrifice, it just kind of wrapped its way up my arm as it was taking half my health.
I'm gonna hand her a greater healing potion then. I think you might
Yay!
want. You
I
might.
have 2 of them now.
You might want to take this.
Greater healing is 2d6? 4? Perfect.
I'll give it 4 for this in
This particular instance.
actually 3d6 plus con.
Cool.
So you need it. Here, I got 2d6 if you need it.
Oh, I've got more than enough d6s. I just have to fish them out.
I was gonna say I got 2 right here in my hand.
Yep.
You might well. You didn't
I'm
need
just
it.
gonna roll on the table.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
1, 2.
Oh,
1,
yes.
2, 3.
Where is my sexy
Nice!
shiny d20?
Plus
Hands
your-
up. That is
7.
almost 18.
What's your con?
My constitution is. Where are you? +2, so that's 20 points back. And then I'll take the other one now, because double fisting.
Watch this one roll terrible.
Not horrible. I mean, it's 6.
Plus
But,
con.
yeah, 8. So 28 points back is more than enough for me to feel brazen again.
Yeah, you're almost back to full, so I don't even feel bad anymore.
And I'm almost
Yeah.
at full. I'm only down by like 12. I'm only down by like 12 hit points. I'm still squishy.
It's the well, yeah, but you're a rogue.
Can I take a lesser?
I can handle that.
Well, absolutely.
I'm gonna take
I'm
one
a
of my
second
lessers.
wind.
I only got 1 lesser, and I'm not worried about hit points right now, so I'm okay.
Lesser is what?
I think a lesser.
You didn't even get hurt.
2?
So.
Isn't a lesser 2d6?
Does anybody need a healing potion now?
+2.
No.
So plus an
Everybody's
additional
good?
11 for
Well,
that second
the
wind.
bird's still looking rough after drinking both.
You only give the bird.
Like, that bird definitely took the brunt of the kablooey.
I take a moment, take a knee, and look a little bit less, because the second wind didn't got 11.
So you're up to what now?
80.
I'm back to full. She's still at 20.
I'm looking much better than I was a minute ago.
Yeah.
Much better than I was a minute ago.
Actually, everybody's looking pretty viable from your point of view.
And I'm just gonna recommend that we get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, we need to go.
Alright.
This isn't gonna last us long.
Speaking of which,
We gotta go.
As the cinders and ashes start falling around and time speeds back up to reality as the trauma wears off a little bit, and you say and you get that first "we gotta go" that's actually going at full speed as the go comes out.
Yes.
You hear the clank of armor on adobe streets. You hear shouts. You hear spear butts. And the running is not uniform. It's not in step. It's like it pulled every bit of attention from every direction.
And a side note, the little girl that tried to kill her, did I say her parents?
To be fair, I was in the process of murdering her parents.
Can you hand me that D percentile, please?
This
That was, yeah.
What is your alignment?
chaotic neutral.
He's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
So, I'll give you one chance. What are your hopes and dreams on that?
I feel like I don't want to get murdered when I'm older, like an old man. So I'm like, but I'm also hoping that it comes into play like some kind of debt is owed, like save my parents, life debt. So I'm like, I'm hoping there's a life debt, some kind of situation involved.
All right. That being said, I'll give you a 60 or yeah. If I roll 35 or under, they died.
Shit.
If I roll over a 35,
They live.
they lived.
Nice.
I'm giving you the advantage on this.
130. I like
No.
it. I know.
31.
31. As you look, actually, for some weird part of yourself, trying to find this girl's parents, yeah, she tried to kill you, but that just be kind of screwed up. You just don't believe in committing or to making orphans, apparently.
That's soft spot for kids.
You
It's
find
okay. We deleted several orphans in the process.
that when the cage dropped and broke on the ground, some of the splinters of wood
the two that died.
Three of them.
impaled them together, holding each other.
Oh!
Absolutely terrified, but at the same time with an almost peaceful look of serene happiness on their faces. The third guy, on the other hand, from the explosion and the shrapnel shooting up, is pinned to the top of the roof, kind of dripping over top of him in a morbid red shower.
Woohoo! Well, you tried.
It was dripping over everybody else, but apparently their bodies did shield a larger number of people from dying, so at least their sacrifice saved the greater good. Good on them. There's a place in Valhalla for those poor sad souls.
Folkvanger.
See?
Nah.
I used to teach a class on it.
The unknowing sacrificed.
Yep.
Okay. Just curious. What kind of kid is it anyway?
It's a halfling child.
So, yeah, it's a little halfling girl. She's all of about maybe 1.5 feet tall.
What would happen if I just grab her and bring her with us?
Adopt an NPC?
Pretty much.
Grab her up. Let's go.
She'd make decisions, and at this point be on the run with you as long as you kept her. Right now, she's curled up in a ball looking at the corpses of her parents tacked together with blood dripping over top of them, kind of sobbing miserably and half falling through the space between the bars, having been used. The floor is the only, stable way to keep herself there, because she'll fit. She has all of like 2 hit points.
Oh no. No.
She's in good health.
That won't do.
She's just a 1 foot tall, 8-year-old halfling.
She won't last a day in our party.
I'm just fucking. I'm gonna grab her as a whole ass.
Yeah, she has halfling luck.
Yes.
She can reroll her ones.
Okay.
Snatch her up, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab her and I'm gonna haul ass.
They murdered your parents and then they kidnapped you.
Well, as far as the guards who are in clear view of you as you grab her up and go, how are you getting out of here?
Well, I still have my wings.
And a kid that weighs all of maybe 10 pounds, so not even a hindrance for you. So I'm
Can
not
I
even gonna
take
make
the rest? Can I?
I'm gonna take
How
the
much do
round
these
out.
3 weigh?
You're wearing your armor.
No, she's not.
No. I'm wearing my pajamas.
Oh yeah. You just woke up and decided to burn your family to the ground and sacrifice the Tiamat that morning.
Like I said, none of this was planned. It went off so beautifully, though.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh like 215 pounds.
How much do you?
I'm a beefcake.
Are you?
Look at that. All in the combined is like less than 500 pounds, right?
I'm like less than 200 because I've got like virtually no armor. I got leather armor and that's it.
So we're at 4.
So I'd say
I weigh
yeah,
about
maybe 4.
130 pounds.
So I'm looking at 500.
What am I looking at
30 pounds.
guard-wise? Using my know your enemy.
And just off of the sound that you hear?
No, I'm gonna, like, Kelora is taking a, now that time has sped back up, is surveying her surroundings.
She's doing a thorough assessment of what's going on around her.
Okay. I need you to make a perception check. I will give you advantage on this.
Let's see. That is that's a 6. Okay. Perception.
If I were you, I would kill both of those dice.
But that's a dirty 20.
It is?
Yeah. It's a 16.
Okay. It looked like a 6 from here. It was like
Yep.
one was bad, one was good. If both were bad, I'd kill them.
Uh-huh. No, it's not white dice. It tried to kill me before. It learned its lesson.
Oh, cool. Alright, so as you look around, you see
This is going to be a big decision-making moment for Kelora.
from 4 separate side streets to the best of what you are able to catch. On 2 of them, you see what looks like a group of 3 younger men, or excuse me, 4 more green recruits to the guard, and 1 more seasoned member, as if they were on training and this happened, would be your first route. This would be south by southwest.
Okay.
Out of the hub. You'll have another one to the east. You can see another one north by northeast. And another one straight south.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is blocked by the burn. You would assume that there will be responses coming from there, but you can't see past the fire and the mirage it creates. You'd have needed at least a 25 for me to give you any of that. Any of it. 35 or better for all of it.
Alright, you and I are right next to each other.
Out of the straight eastern one, basically, you get a much larger group. We're looking at all standard issued, about
That's the direction of the pub.
13 came running out the bar.
Yep. Okay.
though they may be in some degree or another of inebriated, at this range
They're
and with that
soldiers.
score, you cannot tell how many of them would be too drunk to fight efficiently.
Yep, they're still
But there is a
soldiers.
number involved in that because they've been at the pub. They have to have the same hindrances as you guys.
What do the surroundings around this street look like?
This is a residential district. You've got multiple yards, like, think medieval London circa like 1500, so before it turned into an overbuilt, overcobbled city full of shit.
Okay, so do like a sewer drain or anything around?
Not here.
There would be sewage drains. To the best of what you can tell, roll perception for me real quick because we're not actually technically in anything. Another larger force, this one probably from what you can tell coming from the barracks.
Yep. I would know that.
15.
Cool.
The only one that you can see just as your eyes catch it, you watch as a branch falls off of the tree and buries it under what you would give to say 600 to 700 pounds of flaming rubble.
So if I was yell, those goddamn kobolds and point that way?
No.
There is a very large number of people who are in their backyards doing their gardening when the boom happened. You're kind of up against somebody's backyard fence.
Yeah, but the guards wouldn't know that.
No, but do you think people aren't going to be pointing as they start seeing guards and go, it was them, so they don't get blamed for this kind of fucker?
No, they're like,
Or being complacent in it?
I mean, it depends on the neighborhood. People like, I don't mind, it's not my business. Stay out of it.
There's a moment of clarity when you've snapped.
Uh-huh. And this
and
is...
followed through the reaction the snap
The
caused.
next one seems to be coming down. As you look up the street a ways, you can see as it's coming down off the central hub for teleportation and transfer, where you came in around the big central trunk of everything. There's a group of 16 relatively seasoned guards and a couple people that look like they could maul somebody.
Torrin's right next to me.
Yep.
Alright, Torrin.
Before we get there, though, I need I need to know, as you're landing and seeing all of this go down,
that
what are
moment.
you doing?
She picked him up.
Yeah,
I got him up off the ground.
You've been scooped up, and what are you doing as you land, looking back at the fire and realize that you can hear guards coming? And these guys are collecting themselves and moving to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Torrin.
What you do?
You take that baby, you take our party, and you fly.
I can pick you up too.
Fly. I'm going to draw my weapon against him.
Against Torrin?
Fly. I'm trying to cut you guys off from being chased. Kelora has taken the time to observe what's coming, has her own route decided.
Okay, but they don't know any of that.
So I'm telling him to take the party and go.
Where? Like, which way?
Fly south by southwest, get to the Temple of Tiamat. There
Alright.
should be a back route through those temples into the underground. The route where the 3 green ones were. I'm going there on foot.
As you're having this conversation, you can hear trumpets sounding. More boots. That one direction where you saw what looked like the 4 recruits and the one guy who's trying to train them and just give them the basic what's what.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else seems to be swarming in from all over the directions. At this point, without a perception check, you can see as much larger groups of, well, baseline soldiers, but they have you definitely in numbers. It's like ants in a termite hill at this point.
Take our party and fly.
I will need you to roll a strength check every round, and don't roll below a 15 if you are going to fly. And
If I grab them all and I have my wings, so I cover a lot more ground, how many rounds would it take me to get there?
barring any of attacks of opportunity from archers on the rooftops, or in security and guard towers, it would take you 3 rounds to get there.
Alright,
It will take you 10 rounds to get there on foot through the easy path that Kelora is looking at, because I rolled the encounter and it was on a 46.
So
I roll low and
I'm gonna grab all of them. I'm gonna do what she says, and I'm coming back. So I'm actively paying attention as I scoop all of them up and haul ass to the temple. Is to try to keep an eye on her as long as I can, so when I come back, I can. And I'm not spending so much time looking for her, where I can just try to go to a.
I'm gonna give him the scroll of haste that I was given when we first got to the Temple of Tiamat.
Okay, so as you're snatched up by this guy, what you doing over here? Are you protesting or are you going willingly? Because right now you're kind of on your back just watching the fire burn.
That'll double your fly speed.
What you doing?
You need to use it or just grab it? Fucking pop
Come on,
it.
talk to me.
Engage.
I'm thinking.
Wait, I can use the scroll and just cast it on him.
If you were that person and you found yourself in that exact situation, how would
As I'm
you
What
react?
kind of
Put
things
them up.
just say?
You know.
You have 1 minute of double fly speed.
Smile, admiring the fire, and
Fucking
just
20 feet.
You're gonna.
just kind of like
240 feet with my.
chill. Just go with them.
So every
All
6
right.
seconds you can go 240 feet with your fly speed.
There's no point in screaming.
Every 6
Alright,
seconds.
are you going to? You just gonna kind of sit there and just keep your eyes posted on the fire?
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, what's your passive perception then? I need to know that.
Your passive perception.
So I need for that.
Oh, it's just on your paper.
It's just on your paper. Passive perception. What is that number?
11.
Cool. Okay, so that'll make that.
Mhm.
Got it. So anything inside is.
Oh, at least my AC is
40
nice and
yards.
high.
I have math.
So we were talking. As I'm scooping everybody up, she is.
I'm popping my scroll of haste, casting it on him, doubling his flight speed to 240 every 6 seconds.
Okay, so you can make it, drop them, and make it back in 3 rounds now. You now have to survive 3 rounds of trying to escape with a percentile chance of getting a little help here and there. Because the fact of the matter is that when your family is heavily involved in a city guard,
When their family is cops.
half of your family is going, half of the world is going to hate your family, and the other half will worship the land you're on.
You could join a gang really easy right now. Alright, so I need to roll a strength check.
You could take an underworld contract in 4 seconds flat, nobody would question your credibility right now.
Uh-huh.
So do I need to do a strength check?
Legit.
Do I need to do a strength check as like super up?
Yes.
15 on the spot.
Okay, so you are up, and now everybody is approximately 40 feet off the ground. This is going to hurt if they fail, by the way. I will give each of you a dexterity check to grab hold of said flying person.
Why are they going to drop us off somewhere? Are they? You coming back?
Well, because they have a small child.
Well, I have one and the child is acquired, but also there's guards coming in from everywhere, so I'm trying to get. She said to get everybody out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get everybody out.
Yeah, you do not
I
have
pulled an
to
Exodus.
stay. Okay, you do not have to stay with for the entirety of it. To be perfectly clear to the both of you, You can actually tell him to drop you anywhere from point A to point B if you have other plans for ways to help Kelora in getting through this and what they're about to do, whatever that might be. I'm kind of scared.
But also, you guys did the least amount of like fuckery
So they're
on
trying
the
to make
tree.
it.
So
Yeah.
like we're just like basically trying.
You two have the smallest number of felonies right now.
Smallest number, shit, a felony's still a felony. I might as well go all in.
Yeah, but you got the possibility of parole in like 2 years. We don't.
No, you all have the possibility of a stay of execution. On the other hand, you have maybe a 70 or 25% chance of not having an execution. You, on the other hand, committed patricide against your own flesh and blood. And in
You're
most
less
places,
fucking nuts.
That's frowned upon.
they're sharpening the knives in case they catch
So we
you.
need to
There
do a
is no
dex check?
trial.
Yeah. Both you need
Don't
to do a
fuck
dex
up.
check.
You'll find out.
You need to roll 1, 2, 3.
There's
I'll
a
need to
de-
use Naima's on my phone character sheet. Just,
Oh,
the-
don't worry. I will end the
Dex saving or
narration of a very
just plus the
beautiful
dex modifier?
execution for Kelora at this rate.
Is it a dex save or just a dex check?
Babe, is it a D20?
Yeah.
It'll be a dexterity check if he fails hit meet or beat. So I told you 15.
Hmm.
So you met it. You got them. They're fine. If you fall,
If I fail my strength save.
now
What?
the difficulty will go down if you are only carrying the child. There is no difficulty. If you're carrying one of them, it drops to a 10. Carrying both of them boosted it up to a 15 because of the weight differential.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
Since this is a dex check, would I add my proficiency bonus to it as a arcane trickster?
correct. Also,
So-
I'm going to point this out. Are you planning on sticking with him the whole trip or no? Because you'll get almost all the way to the temple in the first round.
Yeah.
That means that you'll get give or take about 2/3 of the way there. So anywhere from point A to point B on that 2/3, if either of you wants to be dropped off, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I really don't know why I'm being dropped off and he's going back to fight. I need to fucking fight too.
Well,
I've been in this shit since the beginning.
Now,
I ain't
do you
playing
want to be
no
dropped
games.
off between where Kelora is about to make a dash to where the guards are the thinnest, or are you going to go straight
You
back
would
to the
be
temple?
able to. You've been a soldier and a tactician. You would be able to see the path that I sent you on goes right over the path I'm planning to take.
Exactly, which is why I would drop off probably about halfway through and post up in their tree and be all freaking sneaky.
Or on a
with it.
rooftop at this point.
Or on a rooftop or something. So that's what I want to do. I want to just like halfway drop off, post up on a roof, get my crossbow ready, get ready to do a sneak attack. I can imbue my
some
weapon
of
with
your
it, and I
potions,
still
as
get
I'm
sneak
sure you're
attack
very well
bonus.
aware, work on your throw as being your attack and are explosive or other kinds of all 5 Ys of fucked up.
Yep.
Have your shit ready as well if you want that, or are you going to go all the way back with the kid and then come back with this person?
I'll go back with them.
Okay,
So he's telling me he wants me to drop him. So basically, at what point do I just?
at halfway, you're basically just going to let go of him. So
I'm not gonna let go until 40 feet up. So I'm gonna. He said he wants to drop, so I'm gonna basically just do like a dive.
Yep.
To where he can just like I can tuck and roll onto a roof.
Or if you just drop me enough, I can do an acrobatics check on my way down.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do
how
from
well I
I'm not gonna
roll.
do from 40 feet above a building. I'm gonna.
That's how you end up in someone's living room.
Yeah, you're gonna go through the fucking roof.
Or the window.
So I'm gonna swoop down.
Spider-Man that
To
shit
drop
through the
me.
window, tuck and roll into Grandma's couch.
That's what I'm saying. I got a freaking
But-
proficiency
but yeah.
bonus to my dex.
So I'm swooping low. Are you wanting to be dropped with Ronin? I can drop you with him. And then I'm gonna go drop the kid off.
Or do you want to go all the way back with the kid? And
He's
watch
dropping the kid off at the Temple of Tiamat, and then he's coming back to whoop some ass because it ain't right to leave Kelora by herself.
And I'm waiting halfway, so when they run past me, I can attack.
I'm gonna go
Halfway.
with Ronin.
Okay, so are you going to be dropped off in the same spot?
Yeah, and then we'll.
She could set up with him.
Hell.
Yeah.
Yep.
So wherever they like, so I'm assuming halfway.
Yeah. They're gonna drop him off at halfway. We'll say that.
This is why I stick with this party. I won't sell their souls for my folly, but they will.
No, they just.
I just make questionable decisions when I'm drunk. Okay, let it be.
Burn down somebody else's family. It wasn't yours.
Did you want the numbers on those dex checks still?
No, you actually. Well, actually, yeah. Go ahead and make those numbers on the dexterity checks. How precision do you want to be with hitting them, or dropping them off? Or are you just gonna try and chuck them and hope for the best?
I am looking for a flat enough rooftop that they have space. I'm looking for a flat roof, not a pitched roof. Let's put it that way.
Think Arabian Nights. This is a desert.
Yes, but you still could put a pitch on a house. So like
These would be like flat adobe rooftops, like think Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim for one that has length because I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping, so I'm just gonna
full force.
No, I'm doing it. I mean,
are you gonna be doing an accelerated dive, or are you gonna try and pull up and slope before you fling them, or no?
Are you going at 240?
I'm gonna no. Yeah, since he wants me to drop him, I'm gonna slow a smidge. But it's like
it's a 200.
Like I'm slowing down to like, you know, if you jump off the car and roll, you're okay. You might get a couple bumps and bruises, but you're not gonna die. Okay, but I'm not stopping.
Not gonna annihilate you with the pavement.
Okay.
But I'm looking for a roof that so like they have length, so they roll when I drop them. They have room to go, not like roll and smack a wall.
All right.
Or roll off the roof.
That's it. So. But I'm slowing enough to be conscious that they're safe.
This is gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
I can picture this going down depending on how they roll. And you roll.
Anyway, so for my dex, I started out with the base of 11 plus 8 with my dex and proficiency bonus. I'm at a 19.
What'd you get? What's your dex?
She got an 11 plus 1, so 12.
Yeah, 12. Not much.
Okay. So I need you to roll investigation for me real quick. Not that hard of a difficulty. I'll let it go pretty easily.
15.
Perfect. Cool. So you're good because that'll make it so you can slow enough that they're going to have the least amount of damage. I do still need an acrobatics check for the both of you because he is still coming in at somewhat speed. Basically, you know enough that if you back flap and hold on to them, that your strength check will hold out, so your strength's good for this.
Ooh.
You can slow them enough.
No.
So literally, my bonus
No.
for my acrobatics is what she rolled on the dice.
No.
What'd you roll? Total.
A 9.
A 9.
And I got a 9 plus 8, which is 17.
You're bugging for that fucking bonus. Proficiency.
Rogues, man. Like, seriously, their superpower is...
Fuck you, Ronin. I'm with the bird. I don't beat up Ronin.
Don't do that, he's sober.
Actually, I sent Ronin off to save his skin. If he'd have stayed and fought where we
They're
were,
like
y'all would
siblings
have
at
been
this point.
toast.
They love each other, but they love to pick on each other more.
Kinda, yeah, it's unnerving at times. But, okay.
Alright,
So, we're just gonna call that because you actually did try and slow it. That's nice. Oh, no, it's not. So you take 4 points of damage as you try to tuck and roll, and it turns more into a tumble and crash.
No.
Ronin dwell between between the uncanny dodge, basically giving you half damage no matter what, and that making it no damage. Your goal.
Not just that, I also have the tough feat, which I think gives me a bonus for anything.
Nope,
like
it just adds 2 to your hit points
for every level.
Yep.
Okay.
Tough gives you extra oof to your squish.
Isn't that an extra D6 or D8
No, it's just plus
Correct.
plus 2?
Alright.
two. Yeah.
And from this
So every time you
point,
level up, you get an extra 2 hit points.
Oh, then I should add that.
before we continue
I forgot
any
to add that
further,
when I added the others.
we're going to take a bio break and clear off the table, calculate some shit.
You're incredible. You know that?
There's no need to be facetious, Grace.
I don't have gold.
I just realized I'm an asshole. I have a house in Kistar and we've been renting a space.
Welcome back to the Insanities. That is the channel known as By the Dice.
Hello.
And I cast Wish for installment.
Do you know anything about the muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9?
Well, one of them's a relatively perpetuously postulous pixie. Normally they're like, oh, they come from the Outlands. Now this guy came from the fracking city. He's from the hood.
Got 3 days today, tomorrow. I'll give you something to do.
Freddie, please tell me you don't think you're some kind of adventurer.
I'm sorry. Are you not about to head into a monster's lair at great personal peril? What else would you call that?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he wasn't gold. That's the idiot that lives here. You watch as the dragon kind of hops up. Excuse me, idiot. I'm smarter than you. And barbarian? They just don't care. Damn, exactly. We have to play like John's the DM. Lose to that tiny little goblin. It's pretty bad right now. Like barbarian. And we are back with our insanity.
But they're my one day to misbehave.
Exactly, that's why I avoid you. Alright, so I'm gonna need this.
Yeah, I
because
guess
things
you
is about to
met me
get
on my
evening.
best behavior.
Things are about to get very evil. So, as we left off, the crew of misguided miscreants, you aren't even wishful do-gooders at this point,
No, you're not.
had flown off, 2 of them being dropped off on a rooftop. Torrin, you were on your way back to the temple still. It will be another round past this, but then you will come in whatever the initiative order is that you roll. So if you roll high, it'll be 2 rounds, but that's your travel goes during that, and your thing that we talked about on the break will go through, and I've got all that bookmarked, so.
Shiesty shit.
Oh yeah. My horns are like spouting flames right now. Y'all done.
I walked away because I didn't want to know until I saw it in game, but like some shiesty shit.
Alright, so.
Do we need to roll initiative?
Not yet. The 2 of you are positioned here on this rooftop. Is that exactly where you would find yourself on the roof? Like, this is actually 2 floors down. Ronin chose to stay here on, like, what is a 3rd floor rooftop.
Correct.
So you're about 5 feet above the street. You've got a line of sight downward 45 feet. If he's here and you're here, you cannot, because of the fountain that's here, see any of this. Because that's actually a fountain with a relatively large geyser in it. You know, create water spells are a beautiful thing. They completely negate the problem of a desert. It's just water's expensive because it costs spell slots. Or time. So, because of the way that things worked, as things begin, the 2 of you are dropped off at about the time, because of your hasted flight, that Kelora collides here with the group of Hold. What are you going to try and do? You're roughly 5 feet away from them, well, 10 feet.
This begins about here. As I pull my tinderbox from my pocket.
Okay.
Strike it against my chest to create the sparks, and pull my great axe in front of me, and begin to bellow as I come around the corner.
Okay, so first of all...
I'm aware I'm gonna take fire damage.
Oh no. Oh no. We'll get there in a second. First of all, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Because you are still, at least to some degree, pyrophobic.
That's a 12.
And the answer is... So, yes. Okay, go ahead and roll 2d6 for me. You absolutely are going to ignite yourself.
4.
Okay, so you take 4 damage.
Okay.
You are considered burning. You will remain burning for the next 2 rounds.
Perfect.
You are also terrified.
I'm not afraid of fire anymore.
Yes, but that doesn't count being set on fire, which is a completely different fear. Did you know that? So,
It's okay, it's me, I'm frightened.
not to mention the pain or retreat. Yes, you're afraid of yourself right now and trying to get as far away from yourself as possible. So.
Oh, good. I know how to play that.
I hope so. Because I'm going to give you your movement from about there, which would stop you there. Now, here's the interesting kicker to it. You do not get what you were aiming for on this, but go ahead and continue with your action, or with what you were saying.
I am absolutely bellowing.
Oh yes, in horror.
Uh-huh. Horror, rage, whatever you want to call it.
No, it's terror at this point. You're scared to death of your own existence.
Uh-huh. And I am just beelining it.
Okay.
You know what? Fuck the weapon. I'm beelining it for them, balls to the wind. On fire. As far as they can tell, definitely not scared of them.
Torrin, for the record, you would have saw the bird go straight Buddhist monk about some shit right as you were flying over. So you all see the bird, and because of the, well, obvious potency of this liquor,
Whoosh! Feathers and all. I would need.
you would all have noticed before you were dropped down, so it makes perfect sense for you to have been set down. It's like, that's going to need some help. That is as far as you can get this round.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, I need everybody to go ahead and grab their initiative rolls. Including me, which will be rolling for.
Continue on roll.
23.
Take a 20.
Give me a second to hold on to those because I gotta do some shite real quick. No, we're level 9, so I don't even feel bad about it. I can throw whatever the fuck I want at you.
Why'd you do 2?
I was testing them before my initial roll to see which one I wanted to use. Test your dice out. That's why you test your dice.
I prefer you do it prior, but no. Considering that you're a caster class, this is gonna sound really weird. But the closer to last so that you can think tactically, the better off you are. Your worst case scenario is being the guy who starts shit.
I've been there.
You're squishier. It's not cool.
I'm the squishiest though.
Yes, but if you stealth out,
I have a.
you can hold your action to do what you need to.
I got an idea.
Okay, so he's got a +1. HP is
This is gonna be so much fun.
They are still guards.
If I go down, just carry me back to the temple, will you? Drop me off on Tiamat's doorstep.
It's really hard not to get a Grinch grin right now. You know, have you ever heard the Voltaire song, "It's not easy when you're evil"?
I think so.
This is the place you see the devil tips his hat to me. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so that's that. Measure that.
I came prepared for tonight.
Of course, so. Cool.
But the good news is I'm not wearing my metal armor.
Which means you're easier to hit.
Actually, oh no, with the adamantine I'm easier to hit, but only by 1 point.
Still easier to hit. Okay, so initiative rolls.
11.
23.
Okay.
15.
That is a dex saving throw, you know that, right?
For initiative?
Yep, it's a dexterity saving throw. So you use your dex save bonus.
Oh, then it's. Oh, then I need to add that one to that. So it's 8 plus 8, 16.
So 23, 16.
I rolled a 4.
So did one of them.
Well, I got a plus 11. You said dex?
Yeah, it's a dex saving throw, so.
Oh, so that puts me at 17.
Jesus.
And what'd you get?
My initiative bonus went up after. I
What?
So you're not proficient in your
one
dex
thing I got
saving,
was
so
some hit points.
she got a whopping 2.
Yep.
Not one day.
Okay, well that's wonderful actually in your particular case because of what I was talking to you about.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we are going to go. Yours was a
16.
17, 23. So it'll be Kelora. Dude dead in front actually rolled a 19. 4 homies behind him rolled an 18.
I get a wisdom save at the beginning of my turn, yeah? To overcome the fear. As per the rules of the frightened condition.
Yep. Then we get to Torrin. And Ronin. And then something else.
And I take my fire damage, so have that ready.
And then what was your character's name?
Kora.
Kora? K-O-R-A?
K-O-R-A-H.
Kelora and Kora. I love it.
Okay. Perfect. And that actually makes sense because they would be slower. Alright, so with that being the deal, Kelora, you kick it off, so where's that wisdom save?
That is a 19.
So on a 19, you manage to shake off your fear and...
And I take 12, or no, that would be 11 fire damage.
Hey, you want to take an extra point of damage? I'm down.
Burning condition deals the same damage every
Correct.
round.
1d6 half.
Oh, okay. Well then,
Half
fine.
the initial, so...
I'll take the 6.
Uh,
Cool.
And what you're doing, you've got your 30 feet, and you've got a very blocked alleyway. Your feathers are definitely no longer functional.
Yes, they are. Just not for that.
They're burnt.
Burning.
Yeah, you can't fly.
Yeah, no. They're functional, just not for that. Having overcome the momentary sheer panic of being on fire, chasing into that moment of clarity that a good, solid psychotic break will give you,
It's definitely
I unfurl my flaming wings, opening them up before the men in front of me.
Alright, roll a percentile for me real quick.
Roar, and I will roll that well, and I do mean roar.
Oh yes, you're definitely going to roar. I'm just going to see whether or not you take any damage from the pain you just inflicted on yourself.
64.
You're good on the pain part, so no damage, but it hurts.
Uh-huh.
You just took a whole bunch of stretched and fucked off flesh and made it bend in a way it was not fused to do so after being cooked for that long.
Uh-huh. But that just fuels the intensity behind the guttural
Yeah.
that Kelora is letting out that is
Okay.
pitching up into that telltale bald eagle's screech.
And what else are you doing?
Barreling directly at homie.
Go ahead and roll intimidation real quick because that would definitely be some scary shit to see coming at
Advantage
you. I
or-
don't care who you are.
Advantaged or plain?
Plain.
Alright. Plus, let's see. That comes up to a handy 15. I have expertise in intimidation. Doesn't give me advantage, but not 15. 14. A little better than average.
Here's what's interesting. He actually gets advantage. He's seen some shit. He's a fucking seasoned guard in Kastara. 7. No. He backs up. He doesn't turn and run, but he
He's got youngins
balks.
to
He
protect.
stutters.
He's got youngins to protect.
And they actually would also see this. I'm just going to roll them as a group. They don't get advantage. Actually, they're the other direction. 18 for the first one.
At least one of them's ballsy.
Nat 20 for the second. No, they're all good. I rolled them as a group, and the disadvantage was a nat 28. Wasted my nat 20.
Well, then I'm just gonna run headlong right into the guy.
Alright, what kind of, rolled a hit, and,
Leaping.
so are you trying to tackle him?
Kinda, but more like the last.
Or are you trying to basically use your whole body as a throwing object for him?
That.
Okay.
I'm yeeting myself.
Okay, what are you yeeting him at? You're basically running forward football style to shoulder charge and shove. What are you...
I'm gonna aim for these two shoulders here.
Okay, so you're gonna try and put him right down the middle of these guys in a...
Like a bowling ball.
It's a 10-foot wide street with their shoulder to shoulder with this guy out in the taking point. So you're gonna try and use him as the one pin on the set.
I told you, Chloe's having a mental break. That's a... Whew! How am I missing?
You tripped.
That is a... Damn! That's still like a solid 12.
As you dive forward, he just kind of dances a little sidestep and turns real quick. And I believe it is. And as he's turning, he draws his sword.
Alright. You're out for this round.
17 to hit.
No.
Comes down with 1. Definitely no, I rolled a 3. Comes across with other, and you watch as he sidesteps you, swings twice, and while you're able to dodge, and basically he hits the cloth because the fire distorts his view. He misses you, but you didn't make purchase at all. You felt nothing. This old man's got some moves.
That's fine.
And that brings us to his
Did I
four
hit
little...
anyone behind him?
No, because you missed him to hit him. So he never pushed back. He basically just missed you and drove you to the ground.
I am like, yeah!
And prone.
Yeah! Yeah, I'm gonna lean into that psychosis too. I'm gonna be sitting there cackling on the ground.
Alright. And then we come to the first one.
I'm
These
crazy
4 guys
courage.
behind him are all carrying spears.
Okay. I'm gonna get stabbed a couple times, guys.
Alright, first one comes through. No. Second one comes through. No again. Third one comes through. Hell no. And no. So it's 1, 2, and then you watch it. Well, none of you could see this, but 1 spear, 2 spears, 3 spears, 4 spears.
So would we count this as me just sliding through
No,
right here?
you're like rolling. Okay, think martial arts movie, okay? You're literally, you go to dive and catch this guy. He pushes you down to the ground. It doesn't hurt. You're able to tuck and roll away. He swings once with his sword as you're falling, and you flatten yourself out. Flip over as the second strike goes to plunge into you.
This little ball of
From
fire.
around him, spears come at you, and you just roll left, roll right, roll backwards, and never leave roll forward, and are basically sitting with the last spear directly in front of you, looking at all 5 of them.
Okay, since I've done that gracefully, can I have an acrobatics check to land on my feet?
I was gonna give it to you, but if you want to, sure.
Okay, because you previously stated that I was going to be prone, so. Plus. Does 21 work?
Yeah, all day. I was gonna let it go at 10. So.
Yeah, oh, fuck, yes!
So, in all feelings of the Kung Fu Hustle's 6th floor building I made for this, Kelora just totally did the dodging inside the can thing.
I can't believe that
And
worked!
that brings us around to you, Torrin, who are flying that way. About this time, you would land at the temple
I
gates with
failed
the
and
child.
it worked.
So talk to me. What you doing when you get to the temple? We need to actually, it's your solid minute here for a second, because you're not involved in all that yet.
Yeah.
Have I used my bonus action real quick?
No, because your turn's over.
Okay, I was just asking if I'd used it.
Have you used it?
No.
You would have used your bonus action to set yourself on fire.
Okay. See, that's what I was looking for.
Okay, so what you doing as you land at the gates of of the Temple of Tiamat with what you're, kind of don't land, you just kind of push them open and keep flying, realizing that you can make it further if you don't land?
Do I see the priestess I've been dealing with?
Nowhere to be found, but there are quite a few people who are definitely paying attention to you flying in on red dragon's wings, knowing full well that they've seen your face around over the last few days. So,
Yeah, they notice you.
you definitely have people's attention, and they notice a child in your arms, and nobody's saying anything. They're just kind of waiting.
Inner sanctum. Is it like it's inner sanctum or whatever you want to call it? Sanctuary. A sanctuary. Where like services and practices going on.
This would technically be the primary, like if you were, say you were going to walk into a church, this would be the primary place where the congregation was. So this would technically be like the sanctuary. Like if you were going into a Catholic church, this is where they would hold their services.
Well, as I come in, I think I'm just gonna yell. I'm gonna yell, Tiamat, I need you, and try not to crash. I'm kind of booking it in there.
Oh.
Okay, so go ahead and roll an acrobatics check, and I'll say that you'll be landing right about in front of the altar.
No, that's not good.
Okay, then make a dexterity saving throw afterwards. This is for the kiddo's sake. Roll 2d4.
2d4?
Yeah.
Well, that's a 5. Fucking, that's in that one.
Okay. I need you to roll 1d4, please. You are so fucking lucky. By the way, you rolled that little girl's hit points. You rolled the damage from their tuck and roll failing, especially on a nat 1. She got 2 points of damage out of 3 hit points.
You didn't kill the kid.
Yeah.
You hear, as you hit and ground and land, you do come up standing in front, or kneeling in front of the altar. But on your tuck and roll,
I dropped the kid.
no.
You squished
You
the kid.
feel her arm and one of her legs snap in your embrace from the impact of your body crumpling as you roll. It doesn't leave.
Wounded, but alive.
She's alive. She still has a pulse.
I'm gonna be like, here you go, and I'm just gonna pour a potion on her.
You hear a scream and a cracking sound as her bones relocate themselves where they're supposed to be.
I'm sorry.
Give her a lesser potion. Whoops, my bad.
Did not mean to break you.
Did not need to break the child. Adults are one thing, children are another. I mean, everybody's got their limits. Alright. So, as you scream, what is in your mind as you're screaming, Tiamat, I need you?
I'm thinking about all the guards that I remember coming towards their rear. And thinking, I'm wishing that I was a bigger dragon.
Okay. Need plus necessity plus that. Okay, I need you to go ahead and roll a d20 for me. This is a persuasion check, so please use your bonuses.
Persuasion?
Yep.
With advantage because he's leaving the site of an act of ritual sacrifice?
Yeah, you'll get advantage on this, so I'll let you roll 2d20.
Nat 20 and a nat 1.
So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, that definitely critically succeeds, and that works wonderfully. So, aside from the abilities on your character sheet, so, like, your skills, the things that you know for your class and all of that,
Yeah.
you maintain as well as your current weapons.
Oh, but the pain of transformation.
I will suffer.
Oh. Your face cracks, the bones dislocating in your jaw,
It's like a werewolf.
your snout elongating. Your hands, the fingers gain an almost demonic and clawed look covered in red scales.
Is my face
Your head splits and aches as horns begin to sprout from your forehead, moving their way backward.
like my
The wings do not seem to feel like they would fade, but like more of a part of yourself. Your feet and legs bend much so they have that double joint like a dragon. Your shoes splitting, claws growing out from each elongated and thickened toe. You feel as your throat widens, your hair solidifying into scaled tendrils, more resembling dreadlocks over its original appearance. A goiter seems to form as you feel that snout and everything beneath it. And you feel as out of it, your spine elongates lower, lengthening into a full-sized tail. And you cannot show this, what I'm about to hand you, to anybody else in the party, but your stats for the remainder of this encounter, however many sessions it goes for, are here on red. Add all the appropriate bonuses where they go.
Is it a permanent thing or a temporary thing?
Just to the end of the fight, it sounds like.
At least until the end of the encounter. Dependent on some factors. Yes.
Does my rally maneuver get advantage now with him? Because it's an interaction with the chromatic dragon?
No.
Oh.
Does not count as one. Other end of her pantheon.
It was worth trying.
It's a type of devil.
Oh. Okay, well, it was worth trying.
Yeah, so you also gain all of the abilities that you see there under red.
Mm-hmm.
You can do all that now. Instinctively. Sometimes when one sells one's soul.
So, okay.
You don't need to write it down necessarily just yet. Just have it handy.
Yeah,
So let's just sit back with this real quick.
and read some shit for a second and like, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
God, you've got enough time on that haste spell to get back.
Actually, by the way, your fly speed stays what I gave you, not what's there.
Okay, it's
Your fly speed's better.
But the haste spell wouldn't have worn off, would it?
No. And while you're studying that, next on the
I
list.
want to make this permanent because I want that passive perception.
Earn it.
Oh, fucking going to. This town's gonna burn!
And to all you DMs out there who are thinking that I am absolutely insane, the answer is
yes.
And to anybody who ever wants a DM to do this
The
kind
blood
of
of
thing,
our enemies. We have so many more now, man. Never empty.
you understand the description, and I didn't take this out of second ed.
No, you didn't. And I am so fucking excited. I can hardly contain myself at the moment.
There is a way that I will allow it to become permanent.
What's my body count? Sacrifices.
Oh.
Oh, are we both naming all of our dropped bodies for the glory of Tiamat
I
now?
kind of like doing it with the Minotaur, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna fucking.
Yeah, by the way, that's the other entertaining part. Do keep in mind, I never, Anaya pointed this out before our bio break, I never told you it had to be your blood.
For the sacrifices for our abilities.
That makes things so much worse for everybody else.
We are the bad guys now!
But you're bad guys with a noble cause, so how does this work?
Like,
You started off working your life in the black market, you give zero
like,
fucks
I
as
just
long
walk
as the
up to
paycheck's
someone,
good,
cut,
so we're
stab them in
golden.
the finger,
Exactly.
be like, thank you, come again.
But,
Yoink! I can just see it.
by the way, none of you have seen this, but,
Right, but I can totally see myself just walking up, just stab, and just let it drip onto the paper and walk away. Next thing you know, I got my magic infused. Like, fuck it. I will prison shake some bitches.
Oh my god! See, I've got
commoners have an AC of a grand whopping, I'm just saying, 10.
You said, oh, besides, before I got distracted. I'm gonna keep this stuff with what?
Oh, I never gave you the answer to that question. You'll just have to figure it out.
And the kid.
The kid is okay.
Wishing I was a bigger dragon.
The kid, upon seeing you shaped like this, blanches, contemplates,
Oh, please decide to stay with us. I like you.
raises her eyebrow. You know that D20 that I had? The Grizzle flashy boom
I
boom?
don't know where that went. Bip, 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 bip. Nope.
No.
Punch.
The flash D20.
Yeah. Because there's a reaction that, because of the presence of fear, or the frightful presence thing,
Yep.
either she'll save or she won't.
Did it run away?
Apparently, it's afraid of what I'm doing to you all. So we'll go with the more fitting black dragon line. Oh, and would you look at that?
It's a no?
It's
Or
a
yes?
19,
Ooh.
which comes out to a dirty 20, which definitely beats the fifth. What's the DC on the frightening presence on that particular? It's your abilities at this point. I don't have a book on me.
I'm gonna challenge it. There. I'm gonna roll
That's
one.
what you said?
This would be the frightening presence thing. That it'll be under the. creature ability. What's the save on the DC?
Like 18.
Just
She
beats.
made it by 2. Because she got a dirty 20. You guys saw the roll. So, this cute little homicidal cherub wraps her arms around your ankle. Like what you'd assume to be the ankle because of the way you can now see your feet are shaped. And goes, I'll be here. And
that kind of goes without the saying.
gives you a great big hug and is like, treats your ankle like a teddy bear and kisses your foot basically because it's basically the top of your foot, then backs up and sits very patiently in front of the altar with her legs crossed.
Which is like so befitting because like, Dad's gonna be right back.
I'll be here.
Dad's gonna be right back. I'm gonna take off back.
Add 10 feet to your movement. For the daddy's right back comment, you have drive. That one's kind of tear jerky.
I was gonna say it anyway.
It
I'm
out.
like, now it's just like way
ah.
better. I have myself a child.
You have yourself a micro minion that worships the ground you walk on and kisses your feet.
Awesome.
Because you just turned into the scariest thing they've ever seen and they loved it.
Yeah, until they become a teenager and they hate me.
No, until they become a teenager and they start dating the wrong kind of people just so you'll eat them. Because they think it's funny.
That shit's fucked up. But I get it.
See? And people wonder why I like DMing for you guys. I tell you, oh yeah, this can go down. Like, now do you understand why everybody's pro my interactive and reactive world?
Yep.
You can be a bad guy. I don't care. Your objective primarily, as far as Kelora is concerned, is still to destroy that big frost dragon that was eating Evermiss. Kelora just gives 0 fucks as to how you get there.
I wonder where. I hate to say it because we haven't mentioned our former party in a hot minute. I wonder where Meridia would be right now. Had she come along this far with us? Yeah, little miss. We were supposed to be heroes! I just remember that sitting here going, we're the bad guys now, and all I can hear in the back of my head is
I need you to roll a wisdom save since that happened to you. No, like, legitimately, you're about to get a wisdom saving throw.
21.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry, like, respect to the player because that was also a beautiful roleplay moment. It really was. I'll give her props where it's due.
Uh-huh.
Like, legitimately, it echoes. And in the back of your head, Kelora, there's this other voice, almost serpentine, that says you.
You know what? I know where my character's at right now, and I'm gonna lean into that serpentine voice.
Well, obviously, with that roll.
Yeah. But, like,
Otherwise,
all
you were
wisdom
going to
save
have
have-
disadvantage on everything because that image of Viridia going, we were supposed to be heroes and you committed war crimes, just went through your head in memory.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Well, I've lived enough lifetimes to know I am the fucking villain.
we are the bad guys.
Like, I've lived long enough to, like, I don't care anymore. I'm out for me and me alone. I'm gonna do what I need to
But
survive.
you know what? This makes room for a hell of a redemption arc.
Yeah, nobody ever said that you all have to stay good or evil. Obviously, I'll let your alignments change as your actions do.
Right?
Your alignment's more how the area views you, and at this point, yeah, you're definitely viewed as evil.
So how fast do I get back now?
You get 10 feet added to it, so give or take, you'll have about 10 feet of movement when you get there.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll give you 20 feet of movement when you get there because it would be 2 rounds.
Okay. And I guess it's on them, right?
Yeah, because your next round will be full travel, and then you'll have 20
She's
feet.
got to
to
roll
get
a thingy.
No, it's
Oh.
on. Should be me next.
No, does he roll the D percentile for the help?
That won't not until it's turn again.
It's your guys' turn.
Yeah,
It
it's
goes me,
actually,
then her.
it was you. That was something that had happened as a question of what the fuck. Because Torrin just landed,
Yeah.
which comes to you, Ronin.
Yeah.
That was all because of your landing and us having to focus on you for a second.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's
It's the meanwhile at the temple scene.
So, what I want to do is I am going to climb as fast as I can down the building.
Okay, it's 30 feet down. You can make an acrobatics check and technically, on a saving throw, take no damage. On an acrobatics check at a difficulty 15, I'll let you
grab one of
tuck.
the fucking.
You can jump it, tuck, roll, and I'll even let it count as like 5 feet of movement. Which will still
That
be-
one, I failed that. I'm not even gonna add my bonus. That's a straight nat one. I tried to jump and I fell on my face.
So RF3. So how much for every 10 feet of fall? It's how much?
It would be for 10 feet. It would be a D4. It's 30 feet. It becomes a D6.
30 feet is 1d6. Thank you.
Do you want me to roll a d6?
Nope. My turn.
Woo!
Matter of fact.
Not that evil.
Make the DM bark at you, man.
2.
Nope.
You take 2 damage as you fall, and you are prone.
You still got 28 feet of movement.
You can use half of your total movement, which is 15 feet, because I think you've got 30 feet of movement total,
Yep.
right? So you can use 15 feet of that, leaving you with 10 feet of movement, to get from where you are now currently. You're still up on top of the thing you just accidentally got knocked off by a die. You are now currently laying right about there. You can stand up and make it about 10 feet.
How far is that building?
About 20.
I want to make it as close to that building as I can.
So straight line would be 5, 10 here. You're out of the street and into what looks like a very small paved courtyard. A couple little planters here and there. Nothing really major.
Does he have a line of sight where he's at right now down there?
Not with the
Fountain.
fountain in my way.
Not a big donut. It's a fountain. Trust me.
I don't get it, but like
That's why I need to get up to the
Alright.
6.
He sees a water spurt and a bunch of people because these people would all actually
there's a
block
couple.
his.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's why I'm trying to get onto the 6-story building.
Every
so I
one
have
of
a line
those
sight.
D10s is a person
okay.
or 2.
So-
Those are all group of people.
Is there any wild creatures near me that I could use?
A rabbit.
A rabbit, anything?
A bunny.
A squirrel,
Rats.
a rabbit, a rat.
Rats.
Roll a percentile for me.
Who?
Hey, Chipmunka.
Actually, roll perception for me if you're looking for something actively, like that.
Cool, I get a +6 to my perception. So
Okay.
dirty 20.
You see about 2 or 3 pigeons, a rat, and you're not really sure, but it kind of looked like a snake crawled down a drain.
I go up to the rat and I try to grab it real quick because I want to use it to be my blood sacrifice.
Animal handling.
It's a rat. Come on.
I love it.
So do I.
17.
Oh no! Wait, no, no.
You totally snatched the rat. You gonna use it to sacrifice, and what are you gonna use that sacrifice for?
I get my heavy crossbow ready as I can, and I use it to imbue flaming sphere into it.
Yeah, but how do
Okay.
you kill a rat?
I just stab it real quick and use its blood as the blood sacrifice.
So you catch the rat, skewer it with the arrow, use the blood on the rat to... Got it. Alright, so...
Ignite the rat for the flaming sphere.
You still... That's... We agreed that was a bonus action to do the imbuing part, so
Mhm.
that'll work. And we'll call that good. Now, what were you planning on doing? You don't have a line of sight at this point.
I was going to hold the rest until I can try, and then if I can do it right next turn, I want to get on top of the building that I'm close, that 6-story building, and then be able to shoot from there.
Okay, what did you said you had a dirty 20 on your perception roll, right?
Yes.
As you were looking for the rat, you notice that you can see a timing where the fountain, because it does the bubble up and down thing. Every now and then you see a flash of what looks like guards. Here, you can barely catch notice of these guys.
My wings are still outstretched. and on
Okay,
fire.
so
Yes, and you would be like,
actually,
No, you said I was over here and caught myself on my feet.
no.
oh yeah, that's right.
I rolled through them and caught myself.
No, you rolled back forward and stayed in front of them still.
Yeah,
You were out of movement. You couldn't have gotten anywhere. It was...
But how did?
you were just rolled back and forth in position, and they just missed you every
'Cause-
time.
No, I'm challenging the physics here
Okay.
because you said I leapt like this and got shoved to downward.
Okay, he pushed you straight down.
Like,
Comes sweeping down with his sword. You roll out of the way. Comes to impale. You roll back out of the way. Spear
Okay.
1, spear 2, spear 3, spear 4. You could not have gotten through that because you had 4 long spears coming towards you.
You just roll around.
Then how did I have the momentum to get up onto my feet?
That's all you had left.
That's all you had left was momentum to be able to get up after rolling. You were
Oh
able to
goody, so
spring back
behind
up.
the guards there's this big flaming wall of bird.
Which is basically why you can at least see where the bird is.
Yeah. So actually, I'm readying my heavy crossbow, and I want to see if I can wait for that fountain to go down, and I want to shoot right at the like,
You know, damage to shoot.
almost like at the freaking asshole
Okay.
of that dude
Alright, so
with my arrow.
I will let you fire off that shot because you'd have to actually move again, thus negating your held action because it'd be more than this turn.
Right.
So what I'm going to say is that you are going to get 1 shot at this. He'll get a +2 to his armor class from 3/4 cover.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead and roll to hit. If it hits, because they definitely don't know you're there, it will auto-trigger sneak attack.
Not just sneak attack, but since it's magic, also, they also get with my new feat. They get disadvantage on any saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Rogue is one of the ones that gets some bullshit at 9.
And that would be including my dex, right? Because
Correct.
it's a fired weapon.
And proficiency bonus.
Yeah, that's what I'm including because I'm proficient. So, 13. I didn't aim great. 5 plus 8.
Is that your proficiency and your deck?
Yeah, my dex is +4. My proficiency is +4. So that's 8 plus the 5 on the d20 would be 13.
13, which your bolt.
Well, sneak attack doesn't give advantage, does it?
Actually, he does have advantage on the attack because it's a requirement of sneak.
So
You gotta roll another d20.
So you want me to roll 2d20 and redo
Roll
that?
another d20 and tell me what the result is on
Okay,
that.
that one was a 5, and this one is.
Try again.
A runaway.
Oh, it's on the ground. It's a 16. I didn't
That
touch
plus
it.
your dex?
Plus my dex would be +8, so that'd be 24.
Okay, now that on the other hand hits, and you would technically have you would have advantage, but you would have the increased armor class on something like that's 3/4 cover.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
And then I also get my sneak attack, which is a bonus 5d6
Alright, so
to the
that
damage.
does hit. I'm also taking into account the fact that it would be between these people
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
as they're starting to scatter. So, Kora, as you're standing there on fire, getting up, you see the fountain burbling behind these guys. And a crossbow bolt comes flying, misses all of the water. It has a strange glow to it. You were using Flaming Sphere?
Mm-hmm.
Almost a fiery orangish red with little flickerings of yellow, like the little berries that fly off of a campfire.
Mm-hmm.
As it comes flying through, and you can just see it over the guy's shoulder to the person at the very back of the group. Okay, and what's the damage on that?
That's what I'm looking at for Flaming Sphere. 2d6 fire damage on a failed save.
What's the saving throw?
Dex saving.
Let's see.
What's your What's your spell save difficulty? I need that number.
My spell save DC is 13.
And the AoE on this thing?
The AoE is a 5-foot diameter.
Okay, so it only covers that one person. But okay. So the good news is that where that flaming sphere is now, here's the interesting part. As long as you keep concentration, because flaming sphere is one of those spells that if you hold concentration, you can move the sphere.
Yeah, up to a minute.
As long as you don't cast anything else. That sphere, go ahead and roll for damage on that one dude.
So
It's
that's
only affecting him.
2d6 fire damage, and with my sneak attack, I get a bonus 5d6 on top of that.
So 7d6 altogether?
Yes, there's a slight possibility they could live through this.
So I'm gonna roll the 2d6 first for the fire damage, and then I'll roll 5d6 on top
Roll
of
the
that.
5d6 first,
For
actually.
the sneak attack.
Plus your arrow damage.
20 on 5d6.
Okay, so there's no how you're gonna do this about this. What you see, Kelora, is the bolt goes flying through the air, sticks through the back of this guy's head, comes out his mouth, and he's immediately immolated as a flaming sphere is produced exactly where it is. By the way, Markov, you no longer have that crossbow bolt. It's gone.
Oh, I know.
Just making sure we're clear on all the things.
I am down
But
to about.
where he was, there is now a flaming sphere. No, not him. What you see is this guy.
But that's who he was aiming at.
No, I was just aiming at the closest guy I could see.
Okay.
I was just aiming at whoever I could see through the fountain.
This one has the central fountain pillar.
Yep.
This one had a couple lessers and a bare line of sight that was 3/4.
Alright.
Just enough to be able to hit.
That's okay.
So that's who I hit.
Okay, and
but
that brings us to Kora.
Alright, where am I at?
You are back here on rooftop 3.
if you stand up, you can see where your mushroom is. It's right here.
What can I see? Nothing.
Well, from where you are, 3 floors up, you just watched as Ronin jumped down here, totally botched the fall. Lack of a better way to put it, dude ate shit. Gets back up, gets himself across the street, pulls up this crossbow, fires a bolt. It goes into the back of one of the guards and you watch, you weren't sure what he was aiming at, but it was a really sweet shot. Went through the timing of the fountain, catches this guy in the back of the head, bolt kills him, and a flaming sphere is now hovering where the guy is, and you actually have a lighted beacon for where the generalized area of the enemy is, because there's fire in front of them and fire behind them now.
So I might have botched that fall, but I totally sniped that motherfucker.
Exactly! See?
You save your high roll for the shot.
You saved your high roll for the important part.
Right?
I'll land on my face if it means I get the shot, man.
Respectable.
Yep.
Alright, so what you want to do from where you're at?
No, it's made of very, very hot.
What can I do?
Well, you have
Do you have any
spells.
ranged weapons? Or you can make potions. She can make a bomb.
Yes.
Yes.
I can drop it from the sky.
Yes.
Or if I aim good enough, I could just shoot somebody with it.
I mean,
I
that
do an
too.
arrow and just shoot somebody
Also,
with it.
she has a
It's a big
30-foot throw range on all of the potions she makes, and they go off of her spellcasting difficulty. I'm not telling you it's your job to know your character, but I know how artificers work, because they're my favorite class, because I'm evil.
Well,
And
once
that's
I,
why I love you. I didn't play an artificer this time.
that's why if I get my Dromite Artificer for Aelwood, I think
One
we
time.
could learn off of each other for the 2 different campaigns that
Okay.
we're playing.
Because also why I don't play artificers.
Artificer has been broken since 2nd edition. The second that you give a player the ability to technically make a nuclear device, yeah, actually, weapons of mass destruction are
No.
very possible for an
I have a
artificer.
question for DM.
Yo,
Is there any other, person we're trying to kill by the guy that's already dead?
2. 3, actually.
This is-
Because, okay, so, if you're looking over here, there was a guy right here. That is now a flaming sphere.
and I can move that.
Matter of
sphere.
fact, So that we can. Oh, I found the good die. Yep. Nope, that's a human.
Oh, I was gonna use one of my. You know what? I have a red P4.
That'll work. That is now its flaming sphere, where there once was a person. Now there's a pile of ashes and a flaming ball of magic. I found the evil one. Actually, the evil one's the black dragon one. It rolls high more. Okay, so what you doing? Come on, man.
In blood and
I'm
fire.
going to
Great song.
cast Firebolt.
You have enough range for that?
120 feet.
Is it 120 feet? Or is it more?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55.
Barely.
It'll make it.
She'll hit that one. She can get that one guy next to the fire.
Yep,
Yep.
80 to 120.
85. Actually, at that angle, because you're up, you have high ground.
Yeah.
Technically, you can hit all 4 of them at 30 feet above ground. That fountain's only producing maybe 15 to 20 feet of water spout.
So she can shoot over it. If you do, you gotta roll to hit.
So, which one of the 4 do you want? The one closest to Kelora? Because there's not even a disadvantage. They're pretty well illuminated at this point and outlined.
Yeah, but can you see him from the? But cause she's over here. The corner of that building would block a couple of them. Physics-wise, so she got a line sight on 2 of them.
This guy and this one because he's taller. Well, no.
No, she must see him in the corner of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's got a rooftop of 2. So yeah.
She could see those 2 right next to the
So she can see the flaming sphere in the
This
back.
guy is your easiest shot. That one's gonna have a +2 to his or +1 to his armor class from half cover. So your options are easy shot, somewhat trickier shot.
Easy shot.
Alright, roll a hit. Use your spellcasting bonus. Not the DC, not the save DC, but the other number. Smaller of the 2.
How many of those?
Basically, it's your intelligence
Oh.
bonus plus proficiency because you're an artificer.
So roll that. Which is wow. What's
You're
your
actually kind of
intelligence?
surprised, by the way. Your friends are coming back to help.
So it's
Yeah, there's a-
intelligence plus proficiency.
Her magic casting too.
And
It's
then the-
intelligence plus proficiency for spellcast bonus.
So that'd be. So the spellcasting ability plus the roll,
Mm-hmm.
11. 2 plus 9.
Plus proficient? Wait.
Yeah, their intelligence is a +5.
Oh, the proficiency, you didn't add that.
The
Put that
proficiency
dice in
is a
jail.
+4. So
That's
that'd be
a
+9.
9 total.
Plus the 2 on the dice.
Oh Jesus, you rolled a 2.
Put that dice in jail.
It only rolls
It was a
low
different
for her.
one.
It's the one that gave me freaking been giving me 20s all night.
You might want to pick out of the basket. Get it.
You might want to pick one out of the basket and get
Here.
another. I
The
got
basket, the tackle box,
I
the
got
anywhere,
one. Try this one.
please. Oh dear God,
one.
hon.
Make sure it gets back to an island.
You've got a +9 to your attack bonus, and you just totally far side missed. And roll a percentile for me, please. Yeah, use the 2 flashy ones right there.
Shake him up.
Roll high.
Ooh, that one's not lit. You gotta re-roll.
Yep.
Unless it died because it's not even lighting up in her. Oh, there we go. That's the same
60.
number.
61.
She had a 61
Okay,
both
good
times.
news. You didn't
Help
catch
is
any of the
here.
siding buildings on fire.
Oh.
As your firebolt goes down, Kelora, the firebolt goes at a weird angle, probably about maybe 30 degrees, comes just grazing the top and causing a little steam on the fountain as it smacks right into the pavement next to your foot. Missed you, no damage to anybody.
Doesn't she have to roll a D percentile for the other thing? For help?
Oh yeah, it's your turn to do that.
So roll those again.
Keep throwing fire shit. I might be able to convince them it's me.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Fine.
Roll well. High is your friend.
00 and a 4, so that'd be 4.
Help is not coming.
No.
Oh, sweet Jesus. I don't like this.
Help is not coming.
We will walk 4% chance.
Suffering
Let's
is
go
coming.
to Kelora.
Pain is coming.
You're next.
At the end of the turn, three men
I have to stand up because they're probably going to be coming after me.
in full armor. Actually, you would technically be in the bush.
You're hidden.
They didn't see me shoot that?
No, they just showed up.
No. They have just come onto the scene.
Those are yours.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, some of these guys would be aware that there's some shit-ishness happen, yeah?
We take a quick break now.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
6:30.
And I have done all kinds of terrible things to you guys.
But I'm never showed
We
back
will
up
take a
yet.
quick bio break. We will be back.
You're incredible. You know that?
There's no need to be facetious, Grace.
I don't have gold.
I just realized I'm an asshole. I have a house in Kestar and we've been renting a space.
Welcome back to the Insanities. That is the channel known as By the Dice.
Hello.
And I cast Wish for install.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9?
Well, one of them's a relatively perpetuously postulous pixie. Normally they're like, oh, they come from the Outlands. Now this guy came from the fracking city. He's from the hood.
I got 3 days to do tomorrow. I'll give you something to do.
Freddie, please tell me you don't think you're some kind of adventurer.
I'm sorry. Are you not about to head into a monster's lair at great personal peril? What else would you call that?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he wasn't gold. That's the idiot that lives here. You watch as the dragon kind of hops up. Excuse me, idiot. I'm smarter than you. And barbarian? They just don't care. Damn, exactly. We have to play like John's the DM. Lose to that tiny little goblin. It's pretty bad right now. Like barbarian. Yeah, this is definitely not the right music for y'all's insanity.
Yeah, no, we need some, like...
Corn.
Nah,
Or some
I'm-
high energy just dubstep like on freaking Deadpool when they're fighting. Dubstep's for pussies.
some dubstep wouldn't. I could think of a whole bunch of bands that would work for that, but I don't have licensing agreements for any of them
I know, right?
yet. Goals.
Goals.
Really trying to. Okay. So, your firebolt missed. Do you have anything you can do with your bonus actions? I will make sure that all players get all their things. Oh, we want to play?
The only thing I don't like is my deck stays the same.
Hi, baby.
Man.
So cute. Damn skinny privileges.
I don't know if you have really anything that you can.
I don't think I do.
I don't think that you have really, because bonus action would be like equipping another spell or getting like a ranged weapon ready, but you really don't.
Yeah, I didn't
have
find
any of
anything on
that.
that.
Okay, cool. Then we go back to the Kelora, who is face to face with one guy, a flaming sphere on the other side of this group of people. It actually is just occupying that 5-foot square where that guy used to be. His body, a pile of smoldering ashes and flesh, kind of just stewing and bubbling, and the fat's starting to catch and you can smell it, but kind of appetizing at this point.
Alright.
Not human, completely not cannibalism. We decided that way back when.
Uh-huh. I am going to lash out with my beak.
Hey, rolled ahead. I'm guessing at the big dude in the front?
Mm-hmm. I am going to roll my superiority die if it hits to add to the damage and make this a menacing attack.
Hey.
Apparently no.
Rolled ahead. What was it?
It was a grand total of 11.
Yeah. You go to bite out, and he hits down on the top of your beak with the pommel of his sword.
Okay.
Just let's see. Dirty bird.
I've got my second attack, so I'm just gonna, like crocodile snapping.
Okay.
Ouch! Fuck you. That is a 28.
That hits. Roll for damage, 1d4 plus strength.
Yep. 1d4. I'm not rolling you.
The advantage to having a mithril beak
Yep.
counts as a dagger.
1d4. So 2 plus my strength, that's 7 points of damage, plus another 3, that's 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay, and
And-
what's menacing do?
Menacing. Where are you? Character sheet. I haven't needed you in a minute. DC 16 wisdom save, or he becomes frightened.
Wisdom save. Frightened does what?
He needs to get as far away from me as humanly possible.
On his next turn, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And I'm gonna bonus action pop my oh shit button. I'll use my blood this time.
okay.
You have to come off your beak right now.
It's fine.
Actually, you take a mouthful of him as you pull away.
Okay, well then will you let me go? I just dip it in the viscera.
No, because
Okay.
you already said you were going to use your
Okay.
own blood,
So I'll
so...
use my blood this time. Just
How?
same thing. Center my palm.
Okay, 1 point.
Yep. That puts me right at 65.
Perfect. Alright, so your stats are where they need to be. And where are those two pretty glowy, sparkly die? Percentiles.
Beep. It's my turn.
Yeah, but I need them for something. And high or low?
Hi.
3. As you cut into yourself and you feel the blood pulse into the medallion, you notice as your hands change and your nails blacken, and your scales become a little bit red pearlescent.
Yay! Comes out of the bird.
And then as you shiver, they shimmer and seem to go through all the chromatic colors. Literally pearlescent in a rainbow.
Nice. But Kelora squeaks and yay!
Alright, you can have this back now, thank you.
Do I roll it at the end of this full round or?
Actually, at the end of your turn, before passing it on to the next person in the party.
Alright, is help coming? 48.
48, no.
No, help has not come yet. Alright,
Turn.
no. That would be.
Chris.
Next round. So, not this round of combat, but your next turn, you
Yeah.
roll that. And I'll ask you for those if I need them for any insanity.
Alright,
Okay.
it's his turn.
Is his turn?
It's his turn. I'm not gonna try to move yet.
Well, seeing you, longsword still drawn, the pommel having deflected your beak, taking a bite out of him, he lashes out with his first attack,
It
and
hits.
that 20's it.
Yep.
He's got no place to go. The alley's blocked by 3 bodies and a fireball. He is as far away from you as he can get.
One sec. Let me check.
Wait, hold on.
Let me check the fright.
Because of that, the answer is natural 1. The first swing misses and hits the wall because at that point it would be disadvantaged because with fear he can't get away.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, 11, 13 plus 16 to hit.
Misses.
The second one, he swings wildly outward at you, and you lean back, him missing your throat by about 3 inches. I mean, dude wants your head. He's not fucking around. He just has no way to get away. The next comes from the 3 that are left over. First of all, this one disengages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to about here. And is turning and running towards where that shot came from. I mean, it was a brightly glowing crossbow bolt. It's gonna leave a phosphorus trail type deal. It's like a tracer round. Sorry.
Oh, I'm ready for it. I want this.
This guy goes forward, spear attacking you. Plus 6 is no. On the other hand, that might.
I'm a 19 right now.
That's a dirty 20.
Yep.
So that is. Spear is. 1d6 plus fun. Where's my sparkly d6? God damn it.
I don't know what sparkly D6 is, but the sparkly D4.
There was a little dice tray. I put a bunch of dice in.
No, the light up one.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it to the light up die as much as I
Go
can.
like this.
Yeah, no, but
No matter. The black one will work. Okay, so you take 7 points of damage from the first spear. And 16 plus 3 is 19.
That hits. Meets.
And you take 3 points from the second as the 2 of them try to spear you again.
Okay. I can hack it.
Yeah, total of 10 points of damage.
I can take it.
I mean, that hurt. You missed the 2 sword swings, and these spears just at the same time under his arms come around, aiming at your flaming self.
Mhm.
You made to the words flaming bird.
Like I said, not quite the same as roasted cockatrice, but
Totally toasty. And that brings us to.
I
So I have a question for the DM,
Yes.
because we did not go over it on the last, before I took off. In my transformation, did I lose my armor, or did my everything I had on adapt to my new form?
Adapted.
Okay. Awesome. Well, as I'm come flying in, you guys are telepathically in here incoming.
Alright, so I will honestly say that the closest you can get this round because of movement, where's your piece?
I changed it.
Okay, well, you're still you actually are considered a large creature if I remember correctly, yes?
Yes.
So that'll work.
Mhm.
Okay, so you all hear incoming in your head. I will say that you can get to right about here at the maximum of your movement if you use a full dash.
Yeah.
This round, you'll be out of actions.
A dash and haste, man.
You can make it to here. If you have anything ranged, it'll work. Keep in mind your bow and everything do still function. You do still have opposable thumbs.
Okay.
You are technically a demon that is a devil that is dragon based right now.
Dragon-shaped demon.
You're getting
Devil.
so then
Difference.
Ronin and
Yeah.
Hells versus
Kora.
Abyss.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch me come in, and I'm gonna drop my bow as I'm landing. I'm just gonna, you're gonna watch me like superhero land, right there.
You have that frightening thing, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna roll for commoners right now.
Oh shit! I'm gonna scare the fuck out of people. Nope.
They get disadvantage.
So
You land.
it's an 18 DC.
You've heard of brown noise, correct?
Yeah.
The noise that makes one poop oneself.
Mm-hmm.
The brown note.
Well, as this person comes in, they come in actually just over top the heads of those guards. Actually, they get a different roll.
No, did they not one?
That one and a 5, they had advantage because of what they are. Knights actually do have that.
Mm-hmm.
Still.
Either way,
Still?
they're pooping their
Now,
pants.
you, from where you're concealed behind some of those planters, hear that booty cheek flapping sound as it echoes through full plate. We done lost Thomas. That's just
Don't
from
worry,
you
this will be
being
next week's
there.
ad read.
What's the range on that, by the way?
120 feet.
Okay, I need you to make a wisdom save. Difficulty's 18.
Yes.
You too.
Wisdom saving throw
Yes.
Yep. By the way, you too.
plus.
You're still technically within 120.
Ooh.
Do I get advantage though? Because I did warn him I was coming in.
Yes, you all do get advantage.
Okay, so roll 2d20, take the highest.
Did you try?
That was an 11. Okay.
You're terrified of
11.
the homie.
Plus your
It's a
wisdom save.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
So plus.
I don't get proficiency to my wisdom.
Yeah, totally fucked.
I got a 7.
Alright.
5 plus 2.
So through each of your minds, because of the telepathy that's there and the fact that I know what you're doing there, you all hear incoming. The next thing you know, all that can go through either of your minds is, what the fuck did he do to himself? Followed by the anger brought on by fear in your case, when you realize that the goddess has favored him more than you. You, on the other hand, are right there with the guards. I lowered the DC to a 10. The fact of the matter is that for whatever reason, you're sure that's Torrin. You recognize that
Will
bow.
you give me 2?
The armor, all of the damage to the armor, though it's now scaled to match the body size and everything, totally matches up where his armor was damaged.
Well, then you give me just one thing. Would you let the fire of the old rage ignite in Kelora's eyes?
Your flames, everything that you were burning on, goes out. Fire is more afraid of him than you.
That's great. Well, I'm not a shining beacon
Now.
of fuck you anymore.
These people go this way. These people knock into these guys. They get a dex save. What's that say?
7.
The answer is no. 2 of them are knocked prone. One of them manages to sidestep. These people run over them. You're fine as you watch the chaos. Now in the alley below, or in the street below you, you see 2 guards knocked down. All of them in plate mail, and a third one plastered up against the wall.
But these 2, did they drop over dead? Scared to death.
There is a wet and smelly trail leading off into this alley.
What about him?
Actually, the majority of them are running as fast as they can, creating even greater chaos and mostly blocking off the alleys, trying to shove past each other while tripping over things. So all of these alleyways are now blocked by commoners who are shitting themselves trying to get away from you. These guys have, yeah, that's fine. And that is your full dash and everything. So that is where you stop for this round, which is why I'm allowing this to happen.
Dude, that's great.
It's accurate.
Poof. Bye!
Everybody's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Hey! Alright, and that will bring us around to Ronin. Who, you don't know what the fuck just landed. You're pretty sure that it's Torrin. Like, pretty sure it's dressed like he was when he left, but okay, you can totally show him the picture.
Oh, well, you guys
The red one?
So you basically see that just land.
But massive.
And wearing his armor with a bow. Yeah, it's literally a fuck this shit, I'm out moment if you're looking at this.
Yeah,
Dragons. I'm not gonna read
I
the
try to
stats.
pull myself together because my thought is, unless
Okay.
it attacks somebody on my team, it's not my enemy.
Go ahead and make a wisdom save for me. Difficulty's still 18.
That is
Another one?
gorgeous.
Oh, come on.
I actually described it pretty well too, as far as what the metamorphosis would do, I think.
10.
I will see what size.
Plus?
Class.
8 plus 2. 10.
I want to be a bigger dragon.
Oh no, you definitely want to get away faster, so were you still going to go back for your advantage point up the building?
Probably. Because I
Okay.
was thinking about running towards that dude, but if I'm too scared of the damn dragon, even though I know who they
Well,
are.
that would get you 60 feet up, which
Yep.
would put you about here.
This is what I was thinking. I'm going to use my... so I want to roll in acrobatics and see if I can get up the building.
See how far up you can get?
Yeah. Or if I can at least make it up to the roof.
Difficult to get climb it because of the fact that it is basically a standard issue hovel. We're literally talking Kung Fu Hustle status.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what their apartment building looked like, where it was like all kinds of shit you could easily climb on almost
Yeah.
to scaffolding level?
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking at. I'll say for everything, every 5 points above 10, I'll add 5 feet to your movement. From being able to vault yourself up.
So acrobatics is a plus.
Using acrobatics.
15.
Yes, that is Humbert as fuck. 15?
Mm-hmm.
What's your movement?
30.
30, so that gives you 30. That makes you halfway up the building. Now, that will
But
put
you
you
like making a little extra.
here and
Dashing
30
it?
feet up. Do you have any one-handed ranged weapons? A heavy crossbow is two-handed.
I have a light crossbow, a heavy crossbow, and a hand crossbow.
A hand crossbow is one-handed. The other two are two-handed. If it is easily accessible, which unlike something you would have to sling or put in a backpack, it would be,
On my head.
Yeah.
you can, from 30 feet up, clearly see as you're climbing and holding on with one hand,
Kelora's flames go out.
Kelora's flames going out. Your flaming sphere, which you still have concentration on. Because fear does not break concentration. I looked it up before all this insanity. Actually, it's more that the wisdom saving throw doubled. And it was high enough to the base 10 for concentration wasn't an issue. So your flaming sphere is still there. You can see this guy and this guy and this. Your flaming sphere can be moved how many feet per round?
5, right?
I think it's
Or it's a 5
it's a 5 foot, and it just
It's
says
a 5 foot radius, but you can direct it every round a certain amount of distance, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know.
As a bonus action, you can move the sphere up to 30 feet.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so you have a 30-foot movement. You have line of sight. I mean, you can't see directly where these benches would be because of the way that the fountain pillar would be in the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
Think like really pretty, like you said, if the little guy's pissing off the side of it and everything. Come on, there's absolutely something hilarious about that with the wonderful goddess who's pouring water out of her nipples. Back to back in 3 directions so that it makes a nice 6-way sprout. It's beautiful. The image in my head, I wish I could draw, but it'll hurt my hands. Karma's a bitch, let me tell you. Anyway. No,
So
that
if he
is-
moves it, he can set all of them on fire.
Yeah,
If
and
he moves it correctly 30 feet, they get a dex save, but you get to reroll damage at 2d6 for each one, as long as you haven't lost your concentration.
and
So you could technically move it, but you have to be careful because Kelora.
also with this one, any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must make a dex saving throw.
Yes, and they actually succeeded.
So if I moved it, even if I'm not on one of them, if they're within 5 feet of it, they all have to make a dex saving throw.
Yep. Which means it's 5 feet and then a 5 foot, and then the 8 surrounding squares.
Yeah.
Or take 2d6 fire damage. You just don't take any damage if you're naked on those squares. If you're the poor fool in the mid square. So how you moving it?
So I want to move it and try to put it right in between the 3 of them. See if I can get all 3 of them with it.
Okay, well keep in mind this is 10 feet across, so it's 2 squares wide.
Right.
Your sphere takes up, so you want to put it, technically, you could actually drop it.
That's where I want to drop it.
There?
It's right there.
Yeah, that's what he's aiming for.
Yeah.
Alright, that's 3 dex saving throws.
Yep.
19, yes.
And that's based off my spell save DC?
Yep.
Okay. You have 19 saves.
12 plus. That's guard number 2 because they'd be the first 2 to move. $13.
Barely saves. It meets.
Okay, cool. And number 3, which is big bad burly motherfucker.
That's the one I really want to take out. The one closest to Kelora.
No. If 13 meets it, that one's a 9. So
Nope.
no.
So he's scared shitless, and now his ass is literally on fire.
Had his fucking face ripped open.
And so, because of that,
He's cornered and terrified.
so I roll 2d6. The big guy will take full damage.
Full damage, and the
the
other
2
two
will
take
take
half.
half. Yep. 10.
So,
10 and 5.
yep. So 5, 5, and 10 total for him. He's looking rough, but not as rough as you would expect. You're kind of wondering how.
I'm at half hit points. Is he looking better or worse than me? I've been looking at him for more than a minute.
Better, slightly.
So, since that was my bonus action that I used to do that with, I want to use my action with my hand crossbow and see if I can put a bolt right through the middle of the big guy's head.
Yeah, that's right. You can move it as a bullet bonus action. All right, so you're gonna aim for the big guy.
Right for the head with
All
my
right,
hand
from
crossbow.
here, I need you to roll that at disadvantage. That is a long shot. You do not have the sniper skill.
Yeah, because it is for the hand crossbow. The range is 30 to 120.
So you're
And that the 120 is your long range, and that's like
you're pushing it.
Because no, when we counted it from where we were at before,
it's
it was
also
like
disadvantage
85.
because you got two homies behind it.
I get that.
But
So,
yeah, you're pushing the range of your weapon.
yeah, because when we checked it earlier, it was like 85 feet from where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Well, you're also up.
But I'm also
up 30.
Yeah, so I should be able to shoot over those guys and hit him since he's taller. I should be able to
Then
shoot
I
over
will
like
actually go ahead and negate the disadvantage, and I'll give you a straight roll.
Okay. And that's with my dex and my proficiency?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's a fair argument. I'm not going to deny a player a fair argument for why.
18 plus 8, 26.
That puts it in the back of his head.
By the way, what's it? Add your sneak attack roll.
That's 5d6.
Yeah, he still hasn't seen you.
Yeah. That's
Well,
5d6.
he has a flaming bird in front of him. That's kind of a distraction.
So it hits with 26.
Yeah, we'll call you Old Smoky. It'll be alright.
Smoldering.
Malkin, you are possibly the greatest DM's cat ever.
So with the sneak attack,
She's been
that's
page marking for me.
with the sneak attack, that's 14 after the 26 hit. So I did 14 with the sneak attack, and then with my bolt, isn't that
It's a 1d6.
so another 1d6? So I'm at 14 plus 1.
I do really have a lot of it memorized at this point. It's been a long enough time period.
18 points of damage.
Kelora?
After I just dealt another 10 on top of that.
Correct. Which is beautiful. Now here's the interesting fact. He doesn't have to make a constitution save on that.
That means I didn't deal more than half his hit points.
Half his max.
Yeah, half his max hit points in one turn.
You watch as a bolt comes jettisoning up from halfway up a building. You'd be able to see it over his shoulder. And you could just barely make out Ronin on a long shot.
Eagle
High
sight.
grounded. Yep. This crossbow bolt, which you also would all see go arcing, and you were sitting there going, you especially having watched him eat shit on that jump down and trying to be cool thing, going, maybe he's not such a putz after all. Because that arrow arcs perfectly. It doesn't flinch, it doesn't falter. It goes through the back of dude's shoulder blade. I'm going to roll on a constitution save. And we're going to be reasonable. And see whether or not, no. You watch as his sword arm goes limp. The front end of a bodkin tipped crossbow bolt punching through the back plate of his shoulder plate on his armor shatters the shoulder blade, dislocating it, and you see a bit of gore spatter out, and the last little bit of flame on your chest feathers, Kelora, is put out by this guy as a piece of bone adheres itself to your semi-plastine burnt feathers. You ever burnt feathers? They kind of burn like plastic. That's why I'm going there.
Mm-hmm.
But he drops his sword. It hurt.
Can I
He's still.
smile at him?
Yeah, that's a free action.
Just, you know what? Eagles can't really smile, but he is getting the look of just voracious, malice-filled glee.
Actually, interesting thing. You feel as if your beak, almost like where it's not metal,
Right here.
becomes somewhat softer, semi-scaly. And it, to those of you who could see at this range, and your sight is actually increased.
Yes, it's way better.
It really is. I mean, like, you see as the bird's feathers and everything pull back. You know the more modern pictures of a velociraptor? Imagine it where it's covered in feathers.
Yeah.
Imagine a reptilian pearlescent feather like that, pulling back into almost a Joker's smile with no teeth for a split second. You feel it, and it's a new sensation.
Am I growing teeth?
No,
Okay, that makes
just the muscles
Just the-
morphed for a second in a act of your eyes. For those who would be able to pick that up, by the way, everybody roll a perception so I know who.
Oh, I love it. This is so exciting.
Play stupid game. Yeah, you're golden.
This isn't stupid game, stupid prizes. This is fun game, great prizes.
You think?
3. So we got a
15.
15?
Even if I torture this
I'm
bird
gonna
to
get
death.
that back later.
Good answer.
That is Ka?
Yeah.
I love that everybody owns their good and their bad rolls at this table.
22.
And 22.
16 plus 6.
All right. So, starting with the 15, the lowest score. At a 15, where you are at your vantage feet, 30 feet up and down, you would still be able to catch this, but not in the detail everybody else did. Good. You see that the bird almost, the face morphs, shifts. You've not seen yourself in a mirror yet.
Yeah.
But for a second, you watch as it seems like the bird's face almost tries to do exactly what the creature dressed like Torrin did.
So would my metal beak adapt? I mean, if it gets ripped off, it gets ripped off. I'll live.
Maybe.
Oh, big lift through that. There's more than enough hit points. I can't actually throw enough damage in one shot from something like that at Kelora to kill her.
Depends on how low of damage she has, and if someone's being a
I've
dick
got
and
enough.
just decides to rip off the beak and you're almost dead anyways.
Well,
I'd have to be pretty close to dead.
that is the fastest way to claim a bounty on you.
Yeah, I'm saying if you're almost dead and they want to claim that bounty, they'll can rip it off and then you'll be dead anyways.
Yeah, this many guards and 3 dead so far. Yeah. You guys are most definitely going to gain bounties. Not the quilted quicker picker upper either. Hashtag
Yes,
not
but
sponsored.
see, mine won't count. Because they have a picture of Torrin. Before.
Well, you see, that's a them problem, not a you problem.
It's a great me problem, because it won't be a problem.
Yes.
Is it a free action to say the words, oh shit?
Yes.
Cool. I say the words, oh shit. And the one little bit of saving grace I've had so far is the animated shield on my back. It lights up. It won't do anything until my next turn.
Cool. So, with everybody having watched as Kelora flashed into looking like something like similar to what Torrin looks like, dude is kind of terrified as the crossbow bolt goes through. It shocks him seeing that, and he drops his sword. That brings us to
I love this game.
1,
I mean, for
2,
Kelora, this
stand
might
up.
be
That's
one
half
of the
their
stupid
movement.
prizes, but for me, it's winning incredible prizes.
You're the best DM's cat ever. Do not get in the way. Now, ironically enough, you, Kora, have not been noticed yet because you've stayed nice in that little nest on that 3rd floor building where you were dropped off. On the other hand, Ronin,
After
two
finding
guys who just-
2 bolts at some point, I figured I'd get noticed.
those 2 guys who were laying prone, and the one up against the wall, each are going to take 1 shot at you with a heavy crossbow they pull from up under their cloaks.
Are they still frightened?
No.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
You got knocked over by pedestrians.
Do I still
Yeah,
have
they dex failed.
Do I still have that +2 to my AC?
Yes.
Okay.
So, let's see. Number 1 is a 16.
Miss.
Number 2 is a 15. Misses.
Miss.
Number 3 is a no. I rolled a 4 plus 2.
Hey, now you got little oldies.
Yeah,
Okay, so as you...
You got lucky with that +2. It put my AC up at 18. That 16 would have hit if I didn't have that +2.
Either way, it wouldn't have done any good. So as these 3 got, 2 of them are standing, so they didn't have a good roll anyway, and it makes sense. They stand coming up with their crossbows, and the 3 of them fire at you, and it actually manages to make 1 central and then 2, each one higher than the other, embedded places where a bodkin-tipped crossbow bolt has plowed itself into the mortar. Much like you say, kind of making it so that you have a little bit extra handhold to get up. DC drops by on the next attack. The sneeze was convenient. There was no word spent into it, so the sneeze was just convenient because, well, I am technically allergic to my fluff ball. But
Aw.
it's okay, it only makes me sneeze a little bit and she's totally worth it. Anyway. That means that all 3 of them are done, and that brings us to you, Kora, who just watched as 3 men fired at Ronin across the alleyway where he has managed to take pop shots at some guards over the fountain. What you want to do?
How close am I to all this?
You're like right
Okay, you are here. The person who landed is here.
Okay.
This guy is running this way out of sheer terror from Kelora and the ability to escape. He's the only one who had the ability to escape.
But you could chuck something at them. You could fucking.
Firebolt has 120 feet, which is just inside range, which is what you did last time.
No, but she could send those fuckers.
Yeah, she can attack these guys. She's
She's
like
only
right
30
above
feet up.
them.
Yeah. High ground and all that good stuff.
Yep.
So, you've got these 3 guys who are down at street level while you're 30 feet up. You've got him 30 feet across the way, who you just watched as 3 crossbow bolts went into the wall, like basically giving him handholds in a weird way. Or at least some place to put some sort of stabilization. You can actually see far enough to catch light of these 2 guys who are just starting to catch fire. And you can see a buttload of standard issue commoners running like hell in every fucking direction because whatever that big mean scary thing is, it's making them shit their drawers and run. Literally and figuratively. Depending on the individual.
The guy that's about 30 feet from me,
Like, yeah, you can.
he's in a range where I can, like, hit him in the eye, right?
That one,
With
that's
my
me.
crossbow.
Oh no, these guys are all down in the road. You can shoot at any one of these 3, and you've got, give or take, they're within your workable 30 to 60, your 30 to 120 safe range. So, which one you want? They all wear in full plate. I have homework for you. The good kind. You already know.
That guy.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna take a pot shot at him with your crossbow?
Yep.
Alright, roll a hit.
The D20, right?
D20 plus your dex.
Nat 20. Don't even need to add the dex. You just nat 20'd it.
Yeah, natural 20 is always guaranteed a success. Every time. I don't
By
care
the way,
what
Dylan,
the
if you wanted
DC
to
is.
double check it, it was the black one.
Oh, I totally get it. And you've already figured out that if I catch you fudging rolls, I'll shoot you in the face later, so I don't worry about it. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Which crossbow are you using? Do you have more than one?
Are you using a light, a heavy, or a hand?
Light.
It's a 1d6.
So yeah, light.
No, it's
is...
1d8 because a heavy crossbow is a 1d10.
Yep, it's 1d8 for light crossbow.
1d8 plus your dexterity.
1d10 for heavy crossbow, and the hand crossbow is 1d6.
8's the one that's diamond shaped.
This one. Roll one of these.
That one?
Yep.
You,
3.
plus your dexterity bonus.
Plus your dex
1, 4.
would be 4.
Times 2.
8.
Yeah.
So you
Eight.
get 8 points of damage.
So he takes an arrow solid, like you manage to get through the chinks of his armor, wedges itself downward into the collarbone. He winces, falling back, and turns, looking up at you. So he uses free action. You're 30 feet up. I should have technically had you roll that advantage, but you nat 20'd it, so there is no advantage. If you want to roll the second one, I might be able to do something sexier with it. It's your choice. Either way you critical, it's just a question as to whether or not you double crit.
You want to try rolling another d20 and seeing if you get another 20?
You have high ground.
Yeah.
Don't do you advantage.
Yeah, if you double crit, man.
So here, take this and roll another.
You double
and see if
crit,
you
I
get
have to
20.
make a con save.
8 plus your dex would be 9.
No, so you would just take the nat 20 versus the double crit. That's the only reason to do it in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But as he's wincing, he jerks back, looks up at you, and seems somewhat distracted. Ronin, you hear a crossbow go off from across the thing. Hear the armor be penetrated by the arrow bolt. You hear that distinct sound of metal penetrating metal.
Okay.
And thank you. And that is your turn, and that brings us back to you, Bird Girl.
Bird girl!
As a free action, can I cast something?
No.
No.
You can't do spells.
Bonus actions, reactions, dependent on the spell and actions.
Right, then well, this
May I
as who's
look
it
at
was-
his stats?
Depends on what it is.
No.
Does that creature have legendary actions?
No.
Okay.
Who's on
I'm
with
not
this?
crazy.
Yeah, you are.
Not like that, I'm not.
Who's
Okay.
within 60 feet of me? Just so I know. Are these
Okay. If this is 5 feet,
Times that by 12.
so within 60 feet of you, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
So the entire map is within 60
Because
feet.
where you landed your happy ass.
Yep.
good? Okay, that's good. That's
So
something
you
like
literally
that.
got to point and shoot.
Well, the reason because I wanted to.
Oh, I know.
The insight.
I read it before. I read it, scanned it, and I understood it, and I handed it to you after I knew exactly what I was doing.
I didn't know
myself.
if is that a spell or is that just an innate ability?
That is you can replace your action with it as an innate ability. It does not cost a spell or anything.
Okay.
Sort of like telepathy. Yeah. Creature abilities work like a bonus action, and you still get at least one of your attacks.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
calculating action economy for my
Oh.
turn.
But no, that is how that would work, and you just approved it without even. You're like, no, that actually is right.
Yep.
I will let you have one of those abilities as a bonus action
Yeah.
Alright, so
per
bonus
turn. So, yeah, what you doing?
as the animated shield lifts off my back, it begins to circle kind of around me.
It's
I'm
plus
gonna
2 to your AC, right?
Puts my AC at a 21.
Uh-huh.
I pull my great axe from under it. That's why I said fuck my weapon earlier.
Yeah.
And as I pull it up and boom, I realize I'm going to take a disadvantage on the strength because I'm one-handing it.
Yup.
But I'm gonna come down at Homeboy.
You're gonna come down on him?
Yeah.
Okay, roll the hit.
I get 2 strikes. That is a whole whopping 12. No. 14. Still no.
He looks at you, laughs, and taps the blade to the side and watches it bite into the concrete and just kind of at you.
And then
Gonna flip it up or try and flip it sideways and swing.
yep, just second hand down, boom.
Okay, so no disadvantage on the second swing. I see it.
Nat 20.
It's actually on my gold die, so I can't even bitch. I'm wondering where that one is.
Well, that's my gold die.
Oh, you've got one too. Yeah.
I do, so I need 2d12. Or do you want
Actually, you're going to use
1d12 plus strength.
1d12 plus strength times 2.
This is what I call my gold die.
12.
12 plus 5 because you already popped the oh shit button.
Plus 7. Because I popped the oh shit button.
25 is a plus.
7. Because 20 is a plus 5.
Oh yeah. So plus 7 is 19. Times 2 is 38. And in that final moment, as he smirks, you come upward, twisting the... you watch as the axe from all of your vantage points goes pink and drops the blade side, making a different sound, and she just forces all of her force upwards. And it doesn't push him like you'd expect an axe because it's technically a blunt wedge. It splits him with a suction wound in a very gross... As you hear bone crack and viscera sprays, the last bit of it smacking this poor bastard in the back of the head, catching his attention, terrifying him more, and knocking him out.
Cool.
Out of sheer bloody terror. You ever seen somebody scared to unconscious? That poor buck.
Those little goats, man.
Alright.
Exactly, goat boy.
Bingo.
And you said speech was a free action.
Yeah.
For the glory of Tiamat.
Roll a percentile on the fucking sparkly one, wherever it is.
Sparkly one.
Let me roll at the beginning of my next turn.
13.
Actually, you need to roll that now.
See if
Yep.
you get help.
I called for help, basically.
81.
Congratulations, Ronin! You're the new prize winner! On the other hand, you, Kelora, you lose something. You forget. You forget something very, very important to you and your deal. Your fledgling.
Mhm.
It's gone. You never remember laying the egg. You never remember hatching it. You don't remember their 1st through 5th birthdays. You barely remember having talked with your partner about what you would name a child. It's all a vague mist, obscured somewhere in your depravity.
Okay.
It's gone.
Cool.
No more kid to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Downfalls can be fun to role play through too.
Aligning my priorities. I need to use the restroom though.
Well, that's perfectly fine.
It is.
That
We bring
Wow.
us to those two guys that are right by the fire.
barely alive and scared shitless.
I think I do a dex saving throw.
No, that's when they end their turn. Or is it when they start and end their turn?
Does it say begin or end?
It just says end, but I think
Then
that's
it's only end. If it says begin or end, and there are some, then it's both. Alright, so 13 is not enough for that. So they're still terrified. And they're still terrified. So they both actually take off running. They are not within Kelora's 5 feet for an attack of opportunity. They were using reach on a spear. So they're up and gone out an alley, completely terrified. That brings us around to you, Torrin. Because these guys have a later initiative, much later. The only person who goes after them is Kora, and that's just because you rolled where every mage should.
Alright, so I am going
Only
to
hit one, make it worth something, right?
Right.
my bonus action. I'm gonna use Insight Fanaticism, and I choose my party. I get to choose four.
Incite fanaticism on your. Oh god. Okay.
Until the start of the city's next turn, each of those creatures makes an attack rolls with advantage and cannot be frightened.
Okay, so
They're
that works.
So they're no longer scared.
We'll wait for our Kelora to get back to the table, and thank you. Alright, so that's your bonus action. You still get your movement, your action.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
well,
I'm all alone.
there's no one in front of me, so I'm gonna turn my attention towards the three I flew over.
Alright, so before you move, you were going to activate that, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, so you feel all the remaining fear wash away. Focus. Cold. Hard. No rage. Clarity. Everything that your skills have taught you to expect. Insight fanaticism. You have advantage on all of your attacks. Those guys ran the fuck off. There's still a flaming sphere in front of you.
So I annihilated their boss man, and they were like, nope!
Yeah, they were already afraid of you. And they were already dealing with fear effects. And they have the fear effect from there. So they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Now, you are saying you're turning and going back this way?
Yeah, because
You can definitely get to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you can actually actively Kelora. The only person you can get to is this prone poor bastard here that fainted like a goat. Sheeple are a thing.
Literally.
So, what you gonna do now that you're there? You've got 2 on this side of the street and 1 on that side. The one on this side actually has a crossbow bolt down and out through their collarbone from where some twisted bastard on the rooftop shot them. Hi. The things that y'all do to people who are officials of power.
I'm gonna use my multi attack. I'm gonna bite that one and claw that one.
Alright, so you're gonna move yourself to here.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, roll a hit on the bite.
9 plus what?
I think it'd be your strength, wouldn't it?
It hits.
That'd be like 15.
9 plus.
Would it be strength or dex?
Okay, next to bite in that book. Like when you look at it.
Oh, it's a plus 12 to hit.
21. It hits.
Okay.
Doesn't just hit, but it's pretty close to their threshold if you're not going to hit it. Like, they have decent armor class. I did not candy coat this. So what's the bite damage do? That does hit.
Plus 12 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 target hit, 3d10 plus 6 piercing damage, plus 7d10 for fire damage.
So roll it.
So here's 3d10 for you to roll the first one, the bite damage.
10, 10, and double 0.
So that'd be 0.
So 1, 1, and 10. So 12 on the first.
Yeah. 12.
7 of these?
And then you need 7.
So roll those 3, roll them again and then roll 1 more.
Well, I got more if you need them.
7, 12, and 4 is 16.
Do that
Keep
again.
going. 16, 20, 27, 32, and 1 more.
Just 1.
8.
40.
So on top of the bite damage, which was
So an incendiary bite on top of that, you watch as your bite takes his head. And about from here up.
I'm gonna solve it.
The claw. Go ahead and roll for the second part. 7 plus 12 is 19. It hits. Roll for damage on your claw damage. Let's see, 9, 8 is 17.
26.
23, yeah, 26. Alright, so as your claws rake across the front of him, this new form, new to you. Actually, that's exactly. What's his con bonus? He drops, bleeding, breathing, but unconscious. It was dead set half. I had to. Forced hand rules is written. And that ends your turn as you finished your everything. But this guy is Kapu. Like, he's a flaming file of what you didn't swallow. And that guy is unconscious, correct?
so.
They got just standing.
Isn't it my turn?
Correct.
So am I still on the side of the building?
Yes, and you have no view of this guy anymore. You have total view of this guy, and you can technically see this guy prone. These 2 have ducked up an alley.
So they're not like if I were to climb the building, would I be able to see those guys in the alley?
No, they have a roof 2 and a roof 1 in front of them. And they're staying, trying to keep cover because they know there's enemies hot.
Damn it, because I wanted to take them out.
I want to shoot him. I respect him.
So I finished climbing the building,
He's truly good.
Okay, so that puts you all the way up here.
and I
Now all I need is a lair that I can
I take my
continuously set
dagger.
traps.
and I try to hit him with one of my daggers.
Alright, so you're going to try and dagger shot him versus using your crossbow.
Why not? I'm not too far away. I don't need the range.
Alright, well, it's because it's a 1d4 versus a 1d6 or a 1d8.
True. So I guess I would just use my hand crossbow. 'Cause I don't need too much range.
Yeah, and he's definitely preoccupied with the big scary evil thing in front of him. It's making him want to poop.
So roll
A
the
lot.
hit. Right? With my hand crossbow, which would be my dex plus my proficiency. So plus 19.
Hits.
And that's 1d6. Plus my sneak attack would be 5d6. So the first 1d6 is 3.
Plus the other 46, which is your sneak attack bonus.
My sneak attack should be 5d6.
I thought it was 46 at 9.
No, it went up to 5d6 at 9.
Yeah, goodbye, because you can roll like.
Oh, shit. Thanks.
Yeah, it's 5d6 because it went up to 5d6
That's right.
at
Rogue
9.
sneak attack, because they get no extra shit, is the beast attack.
Yeah, so I got 3 plus another 5d6, which is. Holy shit! 6, 12, 18, 24, plus 5 is 29, plus the 3 is
Legit.
31.
4 6s and a 5. 29 straight up, but that one plus
Well,
3.
first of all,
Plus the
high
3.
five on your luck.
29, 30, 31, so 32 points of damage.
I'm very well aware I can math.
That's fucking legit as shit.
Like, I'm just gonna say this, but as you're taking that shot, because the other homeboy's unconscious, that dude done passed out like a goat, everybody's pretty much beaten. So I really have to ask this honest question on this first initial reaction as you all are fleeing the scene. How do you want to do this?
I want to see if I can roll an acrobatics check too to see if I can do it the way I want to do it. I kind of want to
You
front
don't need
flip.
an acrobatics check, hon.
Well, it depends on
Just-
if I can
You get
front
to
flip
roll
off the
cool it.
building on.
You get to rule of cool this. Hands down, he's the last man standing, and trust me, all of the fuck you just happened, so make the death creative, if you would.
So, what I want to do is, since this is a level 2 roof, I kind of jump from here over to that corner, and as I'm jumping, I throw the dagger and just hit him right in the throat.
So you're gonna do the tuck roll jump?
And throw as I'm midair, and it just goes through and right through the throat.
The person who would best be an option to see this, Torrin, you catch out of the corner of your eye as Ronin vaults off the top of this thing, looking for the best possible angle. Gets that perfect 45-degree angle downward at the base of this guy's skull. And you watch as a 1.5-foot-long dagger makes 3 perfect turns at almost lightning speed before leveling out like a dart and impaling straight through this guy's throat. A gurgling sound, a spurt of blood, and a little bit of geyser that drops onto your now snout and drips into the tips of your fangs.
Nice.
His body falling limp and lifeless, the dagger actually sticking him to the lamppost.
Nice.
Very well done. Very well done.
And just to finish it off, I flip off the roof of the building that I landed on into the street. I walk up and I pull my dagger out of his throat and be like, that was fun.
Good job.
Pink, 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 and that actually would burn all your movement.
I drop my great axe onto my back into its spot on my back and dismiss my shield.
And you just see me
Everything
kind of
else
wiping off my
fades.
dagger and resheathing it.
You're stuck for a minute because everything is not ended, and this is where we're going to end for tonight.
Can you at least get me over there?
Yeah, we can totally get Kelora rejoining. Are you going to stab homeboy on your way through? Because these guys ran like motherfuckers. They're going to get reinforcements.
You're just going to walk by that passed out dude and be like, stab, stab, stab.
Sure.
Okay, he's a body bag. If
And
you
we can
want to
get rid
roll
of
the
the
hit, you
flaming
can, just
sphere
don't fit.
triangle.
Oh yeah, that you would have broke concentration at this point.
Yeah.
And I will lean down and for the glory of Tiamat. As I just have completely submitted to this. When I hit level 10 and get that out, it's going to be...
So we hope that you all have enjoyed, as everybody has decided to take the "it's not easy being evil" route.
We survived.
We did! We need someone
You
to
all
take
actually,
rest.
in all honesty, survived better being evil than trying to be good.
Can we say that we get to the temple and get help with, like, being wounded?
Oh no, you've still got a good 300, 400 yards before you're even close to the temple district.
But I can make it there.
Can we just go with him?
Can you fly?
I can. And I can hold all of them. I'm sure. In my current form, I will say this. If I'll grab them all and bust ass for the temple.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure, like, whatever I have going on, it's gonna wear out.
You would technically be able to make it because it's got a 10-minute duration at present.
Yeah, so as we're landing, I'm gonna...
You'll be fine, and you don't shift back at will.
Am I stuck?
You're kind of stuck like this for a while. The interesting thing is you're noticing that a large number of the priestesses are suddenly, literally, throwing themselves at you. You wanted a bathtub full of redheaded boobies? Let's talk about it. You've got the full rainbow right now.
I love the rainbow.
Stumble in and...
Where's my baby girl?
That's what I wanted. That is what I wanted. That makes me so happy.
And that's the last thing you hear as Torrin lands is, "Where's my baby girl?"
And that's
Obviously
when
referring to that child. And that is where we're going to stop this week.
Anaya, is this yours too?
That's John's.
No.
That's a rando.
You're incredible. You know that?
There's no need to be facetious, Grace.
I don't have gold.
I just realized I'm an asshole. I have a house in Kistar and we've been renting a space.
Welcome back to the Insanities. That is the channel known as By the Dice.
Hello.
And I cast Wish for install.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9?
Well, one of them's a relatively perpetuously postulous pixie. Normally they're like, oh, they come from the Outlands. Now this guy came from the fracking city. He's from the hood.
I got 3 days to do tomorrow. I'll give me something to do.
Freddie, please tell me you don't think you're some kind of adventurer.
I'm sorry. Are you not about to head into a monster's lair at great personal peril? What else would you call that?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he wasn't told. That's the idiot that lives here. You watch as the dragon kind of hops up. Excuse me, idiot. I'm smarter than you. And barbarian? They just don't care. Damn, exactly. We have to play like John's the DM. Oh, to that tiny little goblin. It's pretty bad. Like barbarian.